Hello, Ebony. Are you ready for this game? Sorry, let me sort out the light in here. I look so black. Yep, there we go.
Yeah. Am I ready for this game? Yes. Um, I don't want to have to go into the kitchen to get Ray and his nephew. Let's have a look. Good afternoon, everybody in the chat if you are on YouTube, and welcome to today's game, West Ham versus Arsenal at the London Stadium. Um, let's have a look at the good afternoon, Vincey. So what have we got here? So lineup, we've got Leno in goal. The defenders are Chambers, Louise, Mari, and Tierney. I'm happy with that. Partey and Xhaka in the midfield with Saka, and I guess the Odegaard, Aubameyang, and Lacazette are the front three. So it looks like it's a 4-3-3. Can you hear me? Hey, Ebony and Neo, the Matrix. Oh my days. Yeah, so do click like and subscribe. Good afternoon, 18. I think names is lost connection there, but Perbaguna, good afternoon. Cool K, good afternoon. And let me know your predictions, guys, and let me know what you think of the starting lineup. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy that Mari. I'm pretty happy that Mari is starting ahead of Bellerin. I think this game will be a bit too tough for Bellerin, if I'm being honest. And Odegaard's in. I'm happy with that. Saka, he's back in. I thought he'd be injured. And then we've got Lacazette and Aubameyang in the starting lineup together. So I'm just hoping that that can actually produce something of a result. And we have kickoff. Let me turn down the volume. Yeah. Eventually reckons 2-2. Apollo reckons 1-1. I can see this being a draw. Actually, I can actually see this being cagey. But if we play anything like we did on Thursday, we're going to get mullered. Saka has recovered from an injury. Please don't crucify him if he's a little jaded today. No, and that's the same with Partey as well. I mean, everyone's saying that he's like 50%. Well, if he's not 50%, you can understand why he's not up to speed. But then again, I don't think he should be playing. But even if he is 50%, I can understand why he is there on the pitch. Nonetheless, we have. So where are we? I think one of the players that we have to be very careful of is Mikel Antonio. You're back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm having some technical issues right now, everywhere in the house. But I agree. Antonio is going to be a problem just based on his physical characteristics: big, strong, quick. Like he's got it all. To be honest, and I'm sure that he's going to cause Louise and Mari problems. We just have to hope that someone like Louise doesn't, give away a penalty or something, because I think that's something that Antonio could end up doing. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Chambers is there, which I'm happy
to see him play.
Actually, yeah. As I was saying, I'm actually quite glad that Mari is there instead of Bellerin, because I think Bellerin would have been bounced off the ball.
Do you think that there's something bigger around the Chambers thing? Because I'm surprised to see him get a lot of games. I really thought his Arsenal career is probably over, but I'm happy to see him get some games now. And I don't know, like, do you think Arteta might give him a new contract? Or
I hope so, because the last thing that we actually need is to lose another defender. I know he can play up in the middle as well, but the last thing that we want is to lose another defender, and then we'll have to go out and buy another one. We've got too many. I know we've got a number of defenders, and I think it's actually best to have too much than too little.
I agree. I agree. Especially at right back, because I mean the talks are that Bellerin's going to be leaving. So I mean it really is only what Cedric there. And then what I know there's some young players coming through, but you really want to have like at least two experienced players, almost per position, or rather than kind of handing the the kind of reins to a young player. So I'm happy to see him get games. I think
Yeah.
that's the most important thing. Was it? Paulo says lineup makes sense. More bodies to get in the box with Oba and Laka, and enough creativity with Odegaard and Saka. Chambers, I guess, to deal with the physicality and set piece threat of people like Suchek, Rice, and Antonio.
Yeah,
Um,
especially Antonio,
yeah.
because Antonio's not funny. I remember last year in 2020
Hmm.
when we played them London Stadium.
That's when they beat us, didn't they?
Yeah,
Or was
no,
it?
no, we
Yeah.
drew 1-1. So I've got
Okay.
let me answer this call.
Okay. Hey, Nye, how's it going? What do you think of your predictions in the game? For me, I'm going with a solid Arsenal win. Um, yeah, I think right now Arsenal are on a good trajectory upwards. And we have to continue that. And for me, getting a win is a must. So I'm gonna go for 2-1 win. Was it? I see Greg here says 2-0 win. Lack offers a better physical threat, hold up play than Aubameyang. Agree. Nothing at all with the changing things up depending on opponents. Yes. I think in regards to Laka and Aubameyang, completely agree. I think that the issue is not even an issue. Is when you see players like Chambers, just because Chambers has been fit from January time, and we've seen Arteta give chances to a numerous amount of players coming back from injuries, and Callum Chambers has just had to wait a long time for that. I see Nye says 3-1 win to Arsenal. I hope so. I hope so. I figure at the very least, Aubameyang and Lacazette will probably score today. Um, I, I think, yeah, I definitely think we're up for it. And even so far, we're pressing really well. Odegaard's pressing. I just hope that this game isn't too early for Saka, though, who I was surprised to see start. I definitely think that he needs a rest. So I probably would have rested him or maybe just had him on the bench. But I think maybe with the injury of Willian, I think Arteta probably had no choice. Well, there is Pepe, but just like what Apollo said, thought Pepe would have been a better goal threat even from the left, letting Aubameyang go through the middle. Baka is going to drop straight into Odegaard space. Well, potentially it means that Odegaard will also go forward as well, to maybe almost play closer to Aubameyang or play closer to one of the forward players. And then remember, he can also drop into midfield. So Odegaard showing that he's pretty versatile, and it looks like he's gotten up to speed. So I'm not worried about that too much. Oh, is Saka on the left? Yeah, okay. Saka's on the left. Aubameyang's on the right. They must just be switching um, to kind of confuse. I mean, you've got what the West Ham right back. I think was that Kufal. I think could be an issue. So maybe that's the reason why, just to help Tierney out a lot more. Yeah, Greg, I just think that they're just switching sides. I think that's probably. I think that should be happening a lot with Arsenal, to be honest. And you've seen it in several games there, particularly when it comes to like Pepe, like Saka and Pepe interchanging with one another. I think it just makes us more dangerous, and then we get to adapt depending on whoever it is that might be that we might be playing. So Kulke says Arteta finally accepting Abba is just he's not a Gabonese Walcott. and should be used as such. Better late than never. No, no, no. Okay, completely disagree with that. I'm going on record to say that he's not a Gabonese Gabonese Walcott. No, 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 no. No, no. Too disrespectful. Are you going to be calling him the Gabonese Jamie Vardy if he scores today? Like, not Jamie Vardy, Gabonese Walcott. What am I thinking? Apollo says, "Lol, Walcott had a football brain. He has 14 assists in one season, mate." Well, the problem is, Apollo, is that the media had everybody believing that Walcott was just some dumb footballer who didn't have a football brain. I mean, I heard it so many times that if I wasn't a Walcott fan, I'd believe that. So Arsenal really under the cosh right now from West Ham. That's actually a pretty decent cross coming in from the West Ham attacking left. But I think Suchek completely misses it. We can thank Chris. Well, oh yeah, for us believing that Walcott didn't have a football brain, it's just absolutely nuts for me. And for me, I when I hear stuff like, "Oof, so close by Suchek, header in the box," but like Walcott just wasn't treated well for me, in my opinion. Someone that we've nurtured a lot of the times. I don't feel that it was really fair in terms of the way how everything went with him. Greg G says, "I swear Lack is about 15 years older than he says. Nobody under 30 should be losing hair like this guy." No, 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 no. Well, he's turning 30, and to be honest, like I know you can't see it, but my hair's thinning at the top, and I'm in my coming up to my mid 30s, 34 in a couple of months. So it's unfortunately it is possible. It's probably hereditary. Maybe his dad's bald, but as well, who knows? Um, yeah, West Ham started very high press here all over us. Completely agree. I mean, right now they're just controlling the game, and I think it's going to be a tight one. Um, oh, stat just come up. Passes in the final third, Apollo. West Ham have 33 passes in the final third, and we've had none in the 9 minutes and 40 seconds that I've been watching the game. That is that West Ham are just all over us like a rash. We've got to find a way to control this game. No, no, no. Just coming up on our Sky Sports. I don't know where you are in terms of timing, but it's yeah, we're getting dominated right now. It doesn't look great. So Arsenal playing out from the back right now. I mean, taking it real easy to be honest. We've got to put some urgency in the play because I think West Ham have come for a fight, and we cannot be making silly mistakes. So Bamiyang really is out there on that on Arsenal's right. I guess he's. I guess maybe that's to force Cresswell not to bomb forward because then if Aubameyang is coming forward, Cresswell then needs to stay back and defend, which it's smart play. So Arsenal have a throw in right now, passes the ball to Xhaka, and right now we're just playing it out from the back. But we got some good numbers in midfield trying to create some things. Laka then passes it out to Callum Chambers, passes it to Aubameyang, and it looks like Arsenal are on the attack right now. But it looks like we just have no real idea on what we want to do, just waiting for someone to do something. And now Odegaard's on the ball, and you got to say we just have to hope that he manages to pull a rabbit out of a hat today. Cross comes in from Tierney, but West Ham defender gets to it. Now Xhaka's on the ball, passes it to Thomas Partey. threads that one out wide to Callum Chambers, but intercepted by Cresswell. Because it's Arsenal, cool K. That's why we're playing like we're 1-0 up. Because there is no urgency. Oh my god. And right now the West Ham player goes down. It looks like they're calling for a penalty, but the referee waves it on. But good job by Pablo Mari kind of getting back. I know we're all predicting an Arsenal win, but let's not forget where West Ham are in the league and where we are. And when you look at the fact that we've got about 10 games left, you gotta say West Ham are having an incredible season. I think they bought well in the summer, and now you're seeing like the benefits of that. And they got a good manager, but it comes down to the players. There's only so much Arteta could do. We've got to come out there with the right attitude and just be willing to give 100%. But they're just showing right now the potential penalty claim, but it just wasn't. Looks like it was a dive. I think Bowen just anticipating the foul from Mari, but doesn't quite come. But Aubameyang tracking back in this one instance there to win Arsenal possession. Apollo says he thinks we'll get a draw. Would be nice if we put in a challenge. Really bad start. We are playing like a 10th place team up against better opposition today. Well, unfortunately, that's the reality of things because we, for the most part, have been in 10th place, at least for the past few months. And it just hasn't looked good. Hasn't looked good so far. But West Ham look like they're comfortably in possession. Well, at the moment, things look like they're starting to slow down now in terms of West Ham, but they've got the ball and they're really dictating play, and we're the ones reacting to it.
They've just scored, yeah? I guess who scored
What?
it? Lingard.
Oh, God. Or no. Well, I haven't seen the goal because I'm 14 minutes, 30 seconds into this. But I'm going to give the play-by-play commentary as soon as it comes up. But it looks like Antonio's got the ball on the wing. This must be it where it comes. David Luiz is right there trying to marshal him. Comes in and Mr. Dancing Machine comes outside the box as well. It's a really, really good strike. You got to give him credit for that. But for Jesse Lingard to score at that position says where are the midfielders? Because the midfielders are dealing with the attack. They're dealing with the wingers right now. Where's the positioning? I'm looking at the positioning right now of where Lingard is. Xhaka's gone in the box. No one except for Callum Chambers is even remotely close. Thomas Partey and Xhaka should be really dealing with that. No. That, as a matter of fact, that like I know we're gonna bring up Xhaka again, but Xhaka should be the one dealing with that. Xhaka's got to be closer to that. The midfielders Thomas Partey and Xhaka have to be tracking that. It's insane that your right back is having to come from right back all the way in midfield to try and to be able to deal with that.
It's 2-0 now. It's 2-0. It's 2-0.
What?
Yes, you heard right.
How far back am I? Whoa.
No, we're losing 2-0 in
No. How?
16 minutes. No, we're losing. Go on.
How? I'm 16 minutes 13. What is going on? What is going on? What was it come from a free kick? Well, I see Saka's just fouled someone. Oh my God. And just as I look down, they score. Bowen.
Okay, so while I was on the phone,
oh my
West Ham
God.
have been pressing. And the defense are just like the defense. That was Bowen that scored the second goal.
Oh,
I'm
Arsenal
not
asleep
even.
again.
Bowen's goal is what you know. You know when you're on the flank and it just slips in.
Yeah, yeah, I see it there again. Jesse Lingard.
No, 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 no. This
Jesse
is
Lingard.
Bowen. The second goal, Bowen.
No, no, no. Bowen gets the second goal, but Jesse Lingard is the one that passes it to him. Just he's quick. Look, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but because
Oh my! Look,
from what I
that's
saw,
awesome.
Antonio got the assist, or was it Bowen that got the assist?
No, no. For the second goal, Lingard got the assist. For the first one, Antonio got the assist.
Yeah, I told you. I told you on Thursday. I told you all on Thursday. If we play like we did on Thursday, today we're going to crumble. And right
Wow.
now we are absolutely. I don't want to use any. I don't want to use any profanity here, but we are absolutely not at the races.
We have
It's like
we
the
haven't showed up.
defense. It's like the midfield should have actually
The first goal.
dealt with the situation with the first one in the first place. And
Yep.
as for the defense just it was just like, what do we do now?
I'm stunned. That's what you call a defense not being awake of the situation.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
also the midfield as well because they should have actually dealt with that.
well, the first goal definitely. Thomas Partey and Xhaka, they had to be there trying to mark any kind of late runners. Had to be, and particularly, and it comes like Xhaka's the closest one. You having Callum Chambers that's had to run all of from right back to even attempt to that, and then the second goal, it's the whole defense, the midfield, like they go to sleep. Like they're just not
It's
switched
no,
on.
no nobody. It's like nobody's on the flank stopping Bowen. Nobody.
Yeah, like where's Tierney? Like I need him to take a look at that again to find out where exactly is Kieran Tierney in that.
But then again, Tierney needs protection. But then again, where's the other person on the flank?
Where which would be Saka. No, oh, I think Saka was the one that was in the incident in the first place. So whilst he's trying to talk to the referee, Lingard just comes and just deals it. It's Arsenal just not just complacency. That second goal is perfectly preventable.
I tell you
And
what, now
both goals are preventable.
if the score line, if we end up losing, which we probably will, and to be fair, West Ham. I mean, I did say I have a soft spot for them, but that's not the point. The point is
Yeah.
West Ham have been pressing and pressing and pressing, and we've just been. It's like when we get possession, we can't retain.
I mean,
I don't know what it is with our retention with this game and the game against Olympiacos on Thursday. It's like we just cannot retain.
well, that in the midfield, that's really supposed to be Xhaka and Partey. They're the ones that kind of dictate play and help to start off attacks. Oh my! But I don't even know what to say. I mean, I see some comments there. Was it Vinci says poor from Leno, but his starting position
It's not
compromised
Leno's fault
himself
though.
there.
It's not. You can't blame Leno. You have to look at the outfield players. You have
Yeah,
to look at the midfield. They should have stopped the first one. The defense could have actually protected Leno and stopped the first one.
yep. Um, was it Apollo then goes on to say, "Win the Europa Cup, my ass, we are shit." Um, let's try to be positive, Apollo. Apollo, like, because let me tell you something. If we don't win the Europa League, next season's just going to be awful, particularly to you and I who are content creators. Because I'm telling you this right now, life without European football, football for Arsenal without European football is it's awful. Like it's nothing. No, 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 no.
Poor from Leno, but his starting position compromised him there. But it's not his fault. You can't blame Leno for eat well. Maybe for the second goal he could have done a bit better, but for the first goal, there's nothing he could have done. And I
Was it
don't normally
Pro
say
Lovers?
that about Leno.
Was it Pro Lover says, is everybody ignoring the fact that it seemed like play had stopped because of the so-called foul? Did the referee blow the whistle? That's what I want to know. And you know what? The referee probably didn't blow the whistle. So Jesse Lingard did exactly what every player should be doing out on the pitch. You play to the whistle. That's what you should be doing. But this Arsenal side are just like la di da di da, just like, oh yeah, everything is fine. The referee will sort it out, and we got punished for it. We got punished like school kids.
Danny says our league form this season is downright unacceptable, which I agree.
Yeah, like
Um,
winning the Europa League, as much as I want it to happen, would only be papering over the cracks.
Cool Case says I gave up since Emi Martinez left the team. I knew then that we lost an important key to our success. Agreed. You know me, you know my feelings about the abolition of Martinez's contract. You know my feelings about that. I'm not even going to go over that.
Yeah, the thing is, right? Like, I agree with you in terms of the goal. Like, what is Leno supposed to do?
You can't blame Leno for the first goal. You really can't
Yeah,
blame him.
I know
I
people
blame
are.
the midfield. I blame the midfield for not dealing with it in the first place, for not and for not tracking. I blame the defense for just like doing this Alice in Wonderland move. You know that move. That's what they were doing. They just didn't do anything. They were static.
Yeah, it's
You know
Arsenal
you
once
know
again.
what you know what I if we don't make European football, and I know for next season, and I know
It's going to be bad.
Saka's been fouled, and we have a free kick after 24 minutes. If we don't make Europe any European football this season,
No,
and I
it's
know
going to
it's
be.
a risk. I know it's a risk, losing players because everybody wants to play in Europe, in either European competition, especially Champions League. It would do Arsenal the world of good.
It won't. These players are so complacent that Ebony, that look on your face right now. Please tell
We
me they
just had a
haven't
free
scored
kick.
again.
We just had a free
Okay.
kick, and I have to watch it again. We just had a free kick in which we had a chance, but then Fabianski just managed to eventually catch it.
Listen, Fabianski's developed into a very good goalkeeper. And speaking of Martinez, I just want to put it out there. Not that I'm like anti Leno or anything or pro Martinez, but Manchester United are looking at Martinez.
Really?
Yep, they are looking at
To replace
Martinez.
who? De Gea?
Mhm. He's actually the best goalkeeper in the league right now.
And we got rid of him.
Yep, and there are talks about 50 mil
All right,
for him.
so here it goes again. So Odegaard put the free kick, and then Fabianski, he caught it, and then it kind of like left his hands, and then he caught it again.
Oh, what am I watching? I'm watching Jesse Lingard in this midfield look like he is Messi. He is.
It's not hard. It's not hard for
He,
any
he's.
midfielder, for any low level midfield. I shouldn't really call
Oh,
Jesse Lingard low level because he's actually very good. He's actually a very
he
good
com-
player. I'm actually surprised that Manchester United actually loaned him out.
Well, he hasn't been playing for a while. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was an injury or something like that. But Solskjaer just hasn't played him. And I know that he was off form for a while, but at West Ham, he looks like a new player, scoring goals,
Will
getting
you
assists for
just
them.
pass the? Oh, you see David Luiz. You see David Luiz. David
Yeah.
Luiz is one of these players whereby he's one of these defenders whereby he gets the ball and instead of just like getting rid of it, he likes to
Mhm.
dance around with it to the point where the opposing player just says, "Oh, thank you very much." It's just like just get rid of it. We're 2-0 down after 27 minutes.
Let's see what more people have to say. Pro Lover says three dives and
Um,
Arsenal down 2-0. Vinci says, "Are you entertained?" So Vinci's taking the piss. But I get it because I'm not entertained. Oh, was a stylist says only Arsenal can make West Ham look like Man City. Agreed. Papaguna says, Neomis, you can't say that some of these lot will jump on your head. I mean, listen, right? When it comes to like Martinez, I think he's a good goalkeeper, and you had to make a decision. At least Arteta had to make a decision, and it
He
is
made
it
the
is
wrong
what it is.
decision. He made the wrong decision as far as I'm concerned. And
You know,
I've
like
been saying that right from the beginning.
most
Although,
of us would
yeah, sorry,
most of us would have just forced both of them to stay because Martinez had a contract. Like, have him stay for a year and then decide. It's like, were you that loyal to Leno that you basically said, "Mate, we're not going to drop you. Like, you're not going to be our number two." Like I think Leno's a good goalkeeper, but come on, if he's fine, if you have
yeah,
someone that's better. But yeah, sorry, go on.
yeah, no, Leno is not as good as Martinez, and I've been saying that from day one. I've been saying that for a long time. I mean, even Apollo said that if we get rid of, or worse, the effect of if we get rid of Leno, so if we get rid of Martinez, then we will not make the top four, and he's absolutely correct.
No, but like our reason for not making top four this season is not because of Leno. Our is to do with the midfield, to do the midfield, the whole starting 11. Like the defense for not being consistent enough, the midfield for not doing their jobs, and for the attack for just being completely impotent this season. Um, was it more comments? Was it Osman Ali says you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. Arteta's situation with these jokers, you can't make chicken soup with chicken poo. Arsenal's current reality. What? What guy is a horrible metaphor?
Oh my God.
God, my. Apollo says
Apollo
this
says
isn't.
this isn't a surprise. We know we're in decline.
Yeah. I, I guess it's just more so that people want to live on hope, and it's like right now with the whole winning the Europa League, like I think we're Arsenal going to win, not because it's logical that Arsenal are going to win. It's just because I need to have hope, because without hope, I have to deal with a season without European football. And
But
right
as
now,
I
I
said,
just
yeah, yeah.
go on.
No, no. I mean, as I say, I think it will do us a world of good in a not happy sense, but I mean, all other teams have gone through it, um, not actually making any European appearance for one season. Well, one season.
See, the thing that I don't like with Arsenal, when it happens for one season, it somehow just continues. Because I don't. I'll struggle to be able to deal with 2 seasons, and then 2 seasons become three. Like, and because of our ownership, because of the way how we do things, like we're never gonna be able to buy ourselves out of the situation. Uh, I need Arteta to get it right. I really do. Like, we just need to win the Europa League.
D-Dub says, just here to say awful selection by Hardhead Mikel. This has come in. We talk about Tottenham's woes with Jose, but if Mikel don't lead the Arsenal to win the Europa League, then bring someone else in. Apollo says, we blew it. We blew it. We played against Burnley, ended with that when we realised that the league had gone. And they are now playing like there was nothing to gain from playing in the league.
Yep,
Oh dear,
completely
oh
agree.
dear, oh dear. All right. The bad news is now we are now 3-0 down.
Apollo, we need to
Okay,
talk about
so
this stream.
Cross comes in
Was it from
from one of
Bowen?
their
This is
players, and
no
from
the
I think it's Bowen, and
No,
Antonio headers it in.
I'm where's no on the left, Tierney, Saka, where are or Aubameyang? Where are you? The whole defense. How are you letting him get in front of you like that? Who is that? All right, so it all starts from Tierney
Is
losing
it
it.
Souček?
No, it's that right.
I think Souček was the one who assisted
Oh God,
Antonio for his header.
who's that number
I can't
5?
wait for player ratings. I really can't if we do them. I can't really. I can't wait for player ratings because
No, they all get zeros. They all get zeros.
We're absolutely DS right now, and I know you know what DS stands for because I don't really want to use any profanity right now, but we are
No,
absolutely abysmal.
who that? Where is my phone? I need to see who crossed that in.
I think it was Souček. Is that how you pronounce his name? D-Dub
Yeah,
says Europa League or bust. Mikel is done out here. Vincey says, oh dear, 3-0 now. 33 minutes gone and we are 3-0 down. We are absolutely abysmal. We can't defend. We can't. Our midfield is not stopping the runs. We can't cross. Well, we can cross, but it doesn't go anywhere. We can't retain the ball. We are being played off the park.
Wow. Apollo's in the car. Apollo, you might need to pull over. But
Apollo will probably pull up and look at his phone, look at any notifications that he has on his phone.
wow. But the
I hope
guy that
he's
made
not driving.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I thought he might have been doing. But the guy that made the crossing was their new right back, Kufal. One of their summer signings. But it's just poor. The whole left side, poor. The whole defense, like David Luiz.
It's just they're looking at. It's just that they're looking at our different. They're looking at that side of the park and they're thinking, just bounce them off, and that's exactly what's happening.
Wow. Who's out there on that left? Is it Aubameyang that's supposed to be helping out?
To be quite honest, I don't know what Aubameyang's doing. I really don't. Aubameyang just doesn't even seem to be in the game unless the ball comes to him.
He's on the left side at the moment. For the last goal, I don't know which side he was on.
He's not even protecting anybody. He's just he's not doing anything.
He's not doing anything defensively. I agree with you. And attacking wise, he's just showed up today. Nye says we are pants. Stylist says they don't want to play. He also says this is fireable offense. Vinci says shocking. Gaga says Arteta out. Yes, I said it. And then Vinci said 30 minutes of dribble and 30 minutes of goals. How are we letting West Ham body us like this? It is West Ham.
To be fair, West Ham have actually had a blinding season. You can't really take that away from them. But this is not good enough. This isn't good enough. This is just school kid errors here. Seriously.
D-Dub says we're going to finish in the bottom half of the table. Sackable offense. I'm sorry, anyone who wants Arteta in doesn't know football. Embarrassing. Wow.
All right, so we're pressing at the moment. Cross. Get in there. Get in there. Lacazette.
Wow.
Lacazette scores.
I, I'm probably going to see it right now. See, Saka's got Odegaard's got it. Was it? He passes it.
Odegaard
He
to,
tries to pass it, and then
and then
yeah,
yeah,
I haven't gotten to that
yeah,
part yet, but it all comes in. What Thomas Partey? No, Saka's got the ball. Thomas Partey gets it, passes to Odegaard.
and
It was it a
then
header goal?
Swivel. No, 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 no. It's with his
Oh,
right
brilliant,
foot,
brilliant.
with his right
Nice
foot.
goal. Yep, comes
Right.
in
Now,
from
now we
Callum
can actually
Chambers.
use this as impetus. Was it Callum Chambers?
Yeah,
Now, hopefully, this is impetus because we've been absolutely pants in this
our
half.
whole left, our whole left side and defense. When we do the ratings, they're getting it. They are absolutely getting it because they've been awful. Callum Chambers is it's probably the best. Been our best one because of that assist, but that means kind of nothing. It's just come on, party.
Callum Chambers crosses it to Lacazette with his right foot.
Was it Dan says Arteta is the worst Arsenal manager since I began supporting Arsenal. Bruce Rioch was better. Probably have to agree
No,
with
he
that.
wasn't. Bruce Rick was dreadful.
And this isn't dreadful. Come on, Evs. Come on.
No,
This is
no, no. This is dreadful, but I don't think Arteta is worse than Rioch.
okay.
But this is dreadful. And sometimes you have to. I do question. Although I'm happy with the lineup, and I did say I was happy with the lineup, today's lineup. You do have to wonder.
Mm.
Oh, unlucky, Saka. It was one. He was almost one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Watch it again. So Saka gets an assist from Lacazette, and he's one-on-one with the player, and he just punches the ball into Fabianski's chest.
Uh, oh, it's a shame. Was it Carlito says this game was over before it even started? Damn. Apollo says even when we beat them, we're very still outplay. We always get outplayed. Pro Lover says that's his speciality shot. He also says I kept saying they need to feed Lacazette and feed him. That's true. Um, Vinci says that's special. No, really good goal. No, it can't be. Hold on, was it given out as an own goal? Shouldn't be. Like,
It wasn't an own goal.
I mean, I know it did touch the two defenders, but like, sure, it was on target.
It was on target, and it was a goal. And yeah, Saka
Yeah,
Saka
yeah.
was on target as well. But oh,
No, no, Dan, it wasn't an own goal. It counts as Lacazette's goal, and Callum Chambers got the assist.
yeah,
Apollo's laughing at us. Apollo says we can do this. LOL.
we could do this.
But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal came back and won 4-3 because that's Arsenal for you. I would not be surprised to see us score another one before halftime. Pro Lover says it was on target. Yes. Emery says Rioch finished fifth. Arteta can only dream of that position. So true. uh, Vinci says own goal has been injured of late. Purple Guna. Oh, and to Dan. Then D Dub says we've gone backwards since we beat them 2-1 at the beginning of the season, which was
We were
fortunate when.
terrible. We were terrible in that game.
Yep,
We've got a free
yep.
kick now, which never, in most cases, oh. And then who's that? That's trying to score it out of about 40 yards. That was Partey. He's trying to score from about however many yards. Goes over the
Wow,
bar.
wow.
Victor says we deserve it each time a player plays well. Arteta benches him. Arteta has been doing a lot of trial and error, changing players in and out this game. It's bit, it's bit his, it's bit his behind. Why he doesn't keep a 11? Okay, so it's bit him on the backside, this chopping and changing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to ask like, where's Smith Rowe? Like, does he have an injury?
No, he's on the
Because
bench.
so why wouldn't he start Smith Rowe then? Hold on, what?
He's on the
Hold on,
bench.
Smith Rowe's been one of our best players recently, even when he's played out of position on the wings.
And he's on the bench.
Oh my god! Ebony, you know what? These match ratings will be interesting, particularly what the manager scores. Why have you got Smith Rowe on the bench? Lacazette playing for a new contract. Well, see, this is the problem because I've been saying that we have to sell Laka because of what we've done to Aubameyang, and we're going to look like idiots once we let Lacazette go.
Okay, I think. Okay.
Pro Lover says West Ham is
Odegaard
going
was
to burn
injured.
themselves out.
Yeah,
What?
when? In this game?
I don't know, but they're up for it. They've like I know I'm about 30 seconds behind you, but they've got they've had energy from the start of the game.
When you've got Antonio and Lingard in your team,
You you got all the recipes: speed, strength, technical ability,
and
finishing.
and sometimes it's like when I look at our team, I just don't think that we've got strength.
We don't like that's the one thing we don't have. We don't have that or height, particularly in the midfield.
And and I say that because we're just so it's like if you look at the Olympiacos game, we just got bounced off the ball like you're bouncing the ball.
Well, I've always said it like we just haven't had a balanced side. Like we just need different options, and hopefully this summer can be the start of that. But wow, like I'm sorry, but this game has absolutely shocked me.
You know what? It hasn't shocked me.
I
It hasn't
I
shocked
didn't
me because
three
at the
nil.
end of the listen, from the
Yeah,
moment I saw West Ham pressing and pressing and pressing, you knew that I knew they were going to get a goal
yeah,
because we've just been sitting back and back and back and back like we want to counter. We're not a counter attacking side. We don't counter. We don't do that. We just go out there and attack, attack, attack. We're not a counter team like that in the way that Mourinho sets up Tottenham. We just don't. In my lifetime, we've never done that.
yeah. I know what you mean. Um, Dan says, I say it again, worst manager of his lifetime, rubbish football, rubbish tactics, rubbish team selections, rubbish results, just rubbish. And I don't know that I could disagree with you. Pro Lover says, why would he put Oba on the left? Um,
Just put him in the middle. That's where he excels. And I know there's been a debate about that.
the only reason why I see he played Lacquer is that he wanted somebody to hold the ball up, which is how the first goal came. But that this, like, if you're talking about balance, put Aubameyang on the bench. Like, it's not like he played well in Europe to say, oh yeah, like he deserves to play in this game. Put Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is energy, pace, like work rate. That's what we need out there on the left. No wonder why Kieran Tierney is just getting completely exposed today. Like he's been awful. I mean, the whole defense has been
Aubameyang,
awful.
yeah,
Yeah,
especially the left hand,
the,
especially the left hand side.
the whole left hand side has just been completely exposed, and you have to say, like, why is that compared to previous games? Who was that who took a shot? Saka, you got to get that on target. I'm about 30 seconds behind you, but Saka had a chance there in the box. But
Anyway, it's half time, and the score is 3-1 to West Ham. If you've just tuned in, welcome to 101, where we are doing a watch along with between West Ham and Arsenal at the London Stadium, in which Arsenal have been absolutely abysmal. And as I said, the minute I saw West Ham pressing and pressing and pressing, and we're just sitting back like we're some counter-attacking team, you knew West Ham were going to score. You could just see it. And I'll say it again, you know, for the first goal, their midfield just didn't do anything, or our midfield, I should say, just didn't even stop the attack.
Yep.
And that's what midfielders are partly supposed to do. They are the playmakers. They don't just like
Yep.
create. They don't just provide the ball for the front players. They also stop the opposing team from getting anywhere near our defense. And midfield did not do anything for the first goal.
Completely agree.
And as for the defense for the first goal, that was by Bowen. It was just like, sorry, Lingard. It was just like, oh, it was just, you know, that kind of that wispy. What do we do? It was static.
I've the first goal, the midfield are at fault. Both Xhaka and Thomas Partey, they're both at fault. And
Both
I,
of them.
I like Thomas Partey and all that. But it's equally his fault as well as Xhaka. Like I'm not gonna go easy on him now. Then the second goal comes from the left. So for me, that's all. Whoever's on that side, whether it being Aubameyang, definitely Tierney, like they're all at fault. Like, because you cannot be. How can you let your winger there? Bowen is in so much space. Like Tierney
It's like
has no
there's
idea.
no cover. There's no cover.
Yeah,
It's like there's no protection for you know, Tierney can't do it on his own. He needs protection as well. Where was his protection?
yep. And again, that should be from the left winger and potentially from a midfield player as well. So again, it's coming back to the midfield and whoever's the whole left side. Let's not try to go light on Kieran Tierney, but whether it being Aubameyang on Saka, who was there at the time, I need to look at that again. But it can't keep happening. It can't. Um,
Greg G says, I'm done with this team. D-Dub says his favoritism, nepotism, and stubbornness ruined it for me. That started with selling Martinez. Victor says, keep changing, shuffling players. I mean, this is his damn mind. We never seen Man City where Arteta came from to do that. Well, that's probably because he didn't pick the team at Man City.
yeah. He just helped out. Give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna get my charger. For a sec.
Guys and girls in the chat, keep coming with your halftime reactions. We've been absolutely played off the park today. We've been absolutely abysmal. You know, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. And I will say it again. The minute we saw, excuse me, West Ham pressing, we were going to concede. Apollo says playing with a Vex Aubameyang is like playing a man down. Bertram says, shaking my head, what protection? He has not been on his game. Tierney had his back to the free kick and making Bowen look like Ronaldo. I'm not sure why he started Gabriel. I'm not sure why he didn't start Gabriel to neutralize Antonio. Why isn't Gabriel on there? Why is he not there? Why isn't Gabriel there? Gabriel has been our best defender, and he's not even in the starting lineup. And in actual fact, I don't know if he's on the bench or not. How
Well,
Arteta has balls to drop over before the NLD, but don't have the balls to sub him off with performances like that. Baffling.
no,
In actual
he won't
fact,
sub
in
him.
actual Lingard goal, 15 minutes. But look how far out. All right, so Antonio creates the assist, and I'm not quite sure how many yards Lingard is, but that's his first. That's the first goal. 2 minutes later, if that.
I cannot wait to hear what was it Redknapp and Merson have to say about this because it is a joke.
Well, hold on a second. For their second goal, West Ham get okay. So Antonio's foul just outside the box, the, and
They
then
probably never
the
blew the
free,
whistle.
and then there was no time for the. It's like the free kick was given, and it was just like, okay.
Yeah, no, but Arsenal have to be switched on. Yeah, because I'm looking at the second goal right now. All right, so Thomas Partey just lets it roll.
Okay.
That
See what?
that second goal is Arsenal not concentrating whatsoever.
I'm not even interested in what Paul Merson has to say right now.
No, I just have to watch it just to see everything again. Cross comes in from Kufal. Okay, so it's not Antonio's third goal.
Is it Suchek?
Yeah, it's
I thought
Souček's
it was
goal.
Antonio because didn't
Yeah,
I don't even think
well,
it didn't even look like Suchek actually touched it.
well, he didn't intentionally touch it. Antonio headed it, and then it hit
Yeah.
Souček's foot and went in.
Okay.
Uh, Hold on, they're saying it was an own goal by Arsenal. Um,
No, it
int-
wasn't. It wasn't an own goal. It was a Lacazette goal. I've seen it played like 3 times or 4 times. It's a
see
Lacazette
if they
goal.
see if they changed it. No, they've made it a Souček own goal.
Nah, man, rubbish. No, I'm not
Well,
accepting that. Sorry.
if that's the case, then the whole defense gets a zero. Because they have been at fault for all of the goals.
Yeah, but then you have to look at the midfield as well.
Oh no, they all get zeros. The midfield, Thomas Partey and Xhaka. Um, Aubameyang, our captain, he has to get zero, preferably some a minus. I mean, absolute joke.
Although I also hope you're all right as well. Our goal was an own goal. It clipped a West Ham player immediately after Laka's shot. Laka's shot was going off target.
No, I'm not going to pelt
Ref
anything, Andrew.
Facebook user. The ref is at fault. That goal should have been that for that goal and
No,
should be blowing the whistle. It wasn't even
no,
a
no,
foul, and he's
no,
about to use his spray while
no.
taking our player.
No, it's not the ref's
Uh,
fault. It's not.
I'm not going to blame the ref. I'm not going to blame the ref.
No.
At the end of the day, we should have actually been awake.
Yep, you play to the whistle. Play to
Oh,
the whistle.
That message is from Kezina. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Uzo. I'm just hoping that Gabrielle will come on for Louise because Louise has been absolutely dreadful. If he doesn't come on for Louise, then probably come on for Chambers, which I can see. It's just not good enough.
Wow.
Andrew Roach says, what about 4-3 to Arsenal? Improved performance in the second half.
Oh God! Like no. You know what? Right? Even if Arsenal was to win the game 4-3, I'd still give them all. They're all going to get low marks because this first half it's been the worst I've ever seen. Even when you look at the West Ham players when they scored, like they're just like they don't even look that excited. They're just like, oh, job done.
But then the way we started, it's like it's almost the hangover from Thursday.
They look like they still have a hangover. Where are they playing? Like, oh, I don't know.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if fans were there? Arsenal fans
Oh,
would be roasting their backsides right now, and I'll be one of them. And I try not to. I try not to, but I will be one of those fans that will be roasting the team right now and the manager, but more so the players, because at the end of the day, it's as if we're making West Ham look like Barcelona.
mm,
And
yep.
that's not a discredit to West Ham because West Ham have been playing well this season, but we are making them look like better than they are. Sorry.
Like, I can't disagree with you there. But I could tell you one thing: if fans were in the stadium, Arteta would have got the sack a long time ago because Arsenal
You
fans
reckon?
wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, the first half of the season, Arsenal fans wouldn't have been able to take it, and they would have stopped coming. We would have had Premier League games against decent teams, and fans just wouldn't have shown up. I've seen it in the latter Wenger years, and it would have been even worse. Um, but it's awful. Like it's. I hope we come back and try to win it, but right now I'm almost hopeless with everything.
I don't know if anybody in the chat wants to give their halftime marks. I wouldn't even bother, to be quite frankly.
Was it Vinci says if we end up winning this game, does it change your mindset about the team and Arteta?
No.
No, no, because even if we was to win it, I'd still even Arteta at most a 3, maybe even a 2. How you set up the team, the mentality with the players. It's just unacceptable. Like, how do you start a game like that? Like, we've identified that Gabriel is one of our best defenders, and to be honest, he should be starting on like every single week unless he's injured or suspended. Gabriel's not in the starting side, and we've basically turned this game into like, oh, it's only West Ham. We'll just play like the B players, and oh, David Luiz is good enough. Like, no, he isn't. Like, Vincey's not even watching the game anymore. He's gone to watch the Crown. Like, that's where Arsenal fans are right now. They're gonna go watch a film. I'm gonna go see if I could watch. Was it the new? Was it Jack Snyder? Justice League. I need to find that.
And that's what
I'd
I think
rather
that's on
watch what?
Prime.
Is it on Amazon Prime? Oh, perfect.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather spend 2 hours watching that than this.
Woeful. Absolutely woeful.
Terrible.
I'm just hoping in the second half. Oh, it's a question. If we end up winning this game, no.
Yeah.
Just no. No, Ebony, it's on Sky Cinema, Now TV. Beg your pardon. Thank you for that, Apollo.
Uh,
Justice League.
no worries. I'll find some way how to download it. I've got my ways. So.
Right. Well, I'm just interested
Yeah.
if the manager's actually made any second half. Substitutions, and the answer is no. Looks like it hasn't.
Well, I'm a little behind you. Like now, still on commercial, but he's not going to do anything. Oh, he's sitting there on the chair right now. Now the players are coming out.
Now it's kicked off. Now it's kicked off.
Arteta could have played any formation he possibly could. He could have played Aubameyang and Lacazette together. I don't know.
Why?
Yeah, everybody check out was it Apollo's view on Snyder Cut. I'm
How are you not going to start your best defender?
Yep. But listen, that's Mikel Arteta. He has players that do well, but they're not his favorite. And David Luiz is one. David Luiz is one of his favorites. Like, he likes him, and I get it. He's a leader on and off the pitch. But mate, you're not good enough. Like,
man,
like,
Lacazette, man. But it would. You'll see it in a minute.
okay.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
I'm what I'm at 45, 40 seconds in.
The ball almost went in, but then it was actually saved by a defender. So it goes to Lacazette. Lacazette kicks it over Fabianski's head, and one of the defenders, a defender, happens to get there just in time just to overkick it out. You'll see it shortly.
Oh, wow. Who was the one that gave the pass to Lacazette?
I thought it was Chambers.
What's that? Yeah, I'll have to look at that again. If that was Chambers, like, I want to give the defense complete zeros. Like, even though Callum Chambers has done some good things this game, like, as a collective, it's been awful.
Had that goal gone in, had that been a goal, it would have been game on.
Was it Apollo says, I feel so bad that I don't have the voice to grind this defeat with you all. I feel it's duty to die on the battlefield with my troops. Mate, you're there. You've got the safety at the moment. You don't want to be out here. Just get well soon. And trust me, I have a feeling in another month you'll be back, and then we can hopefully drown out our sorrows or celebrate one way or another. So yeah, not long now. Was it Andrew says, what is the issue with Martinelli? Surely he should be playing in the Premier League games. Yeah. You got to ask yourself, like, you don't need to play Aubameyang on the left. You can play Martinelli. Yeah, I mean, he started to play Smith Rowe on the left, even though I disagree with it. But Smith Rowe's been pretty good. But nope.
There's no Pepe on the pitch. Could have scored again, but Fabianski saved it. That was from Saka. Suddenly, Fabianski's playing like he's the old De Gea.
Well, Fabianski's been pretty good at West Ham since they got him from us. He's been very good. No, he was at Swansea before.
Yeah. Partey. Odegaard.
Oh, gotta do better there, Saka. I saw Saka almost had a chance there. Was it Apollo says no Lanterns, no Kryptonians, no Torreira, no Guendouzi, no Martinelli, no Pepe, no Martinez, no Smith Rowe. Um, yeah, and there's so
But
much that you can do with those players. Sorry, go on, Ebony.
I'm just amazed that he's got so many players at his disposal. Although I did say that I was happy with the lineup because I thought this particular lineup was going to produce.
Well, the problem is that we've seen that we have better players, and unless Smith Rowe or Gabriel was injured, why aren't they starting? Like we've already identified that. Like he should have been identified. So it's like, why are you not playing your best team against a side like West Ham, who have shown that this season they're no mugs. Like
I
they're
know
a good side.
they
You
are a good
have to
side.
bring your
They
A
are.
game.
This is why I say that every single game in the Premier League is a big game. I don't care whether we've beaten them 1,000 times. Every single game is a big game. I don't care what part, from the beginning right to the end. No team, and this is one of the things about the Premiership. No team is no team is predictable. I.e., you can't always think that a particular team will beat another particular team. The Premiership is unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's the most unpredictable league in the whole of in the whole of Europe.
I agree, and it's gotten more competitive over the years. In my opinion, I think that's the reason why we haven't been getting top four like what we did in Wenger's era. It's just too
Ooh,
competitive.
swivel kick from Lacazette. Fabianski gets it.
Was it? Sentiment
So you
says
got
not been.
Odegaard onto assisted because Odegaard's a bit of a handful. So Odegaard, you, how can I describe it? Odegaard is surrounded by how many players, and then he makes a quick dash to Lacazette. Lacazette swivels, kicks, and it just goes to Fabianski.
Oh, was it? See, we got a few stuff on here. Sentiment says he hasn't been impressed with Ober and Saka. Says that surprise Saka is playing soon after injuries, saying it's probably injections. Cool K says stick around for Bertram, grade 4, 7 for Xhaka. Well, not, I don't think Bertram will be coming on today, but no, today he wouldn't have given Xhaka a 7. Andrew says Arsenal could
I'm
end.
giving Xhaka a minus 1,000.
Here we go. But today Xhaka deserves the hate, along with Thomas Partey as well. It's you
I don't
know
even want to hate on Partey.
no, he
I
deserves the hate.
seriously don't.
Today he deserves the hate. Both midfield players, David Luiz,
It's like, why are you
Tierney.
starting Xhaka? Why are you starting Xhaka? Why not start? Oh, you know what? I think I'm contradicting myself. You know, no, I am. When I looked at the team sheet, I thought, okay, Xhaka and Partey. I can see why Arteta has done that. However, I think El Neni is a better partnership. The El
Yep,
Neni Partey is a better partnership than Xhaka Partey.
we have seen that, but Arteta still again deviates from that because again he doesn't want him. He doesn't want to play his the best possible starting 11.
It's like you have to, as much as you can. I mean, I can understand rotation, and sometimes you have to rotate because to prevent burnout. But where possible, you need to keep playing your best team as much as you can. And there's always talk about nepotism, favoritism, which is practically the same thing. Um, Actually, they're not, but you can understand nepotism, favoritism. So and so is not my player, so therefore I don't want this player.
Saw that free kick
What's
there
going on here?
from Odegaard, but nothing there from David Luiz.
Right, so Thomas
Apollo.
Partey gets injured.
Oh God.
That was a fair tackle. That wasn't even a. Oh,
Apollo says you wonder during these times like these what the atmosphere would be like from Arsenal fans inside the ground if it were packed. They get booed. They get booed.
I
I
wouldn't.
get.
I wouldn't boo any players. I wouldn't. I wouldn't boo them. I'd be frustrated, but I wouldn't boo them. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Whether it's a free kick to us, free kick to West Ham. Two players got fouled from each team, from either team.
Yeah, I'm looking at the playback right now. So Party and Suchek go up for like a header.
Yeah, it looks like
Oh, and then there's another foul right afterwards with Antonio and Chambers.
Chambers. Yeah,
But I mean,
but I think Chambers is trying to get to the ball rather than.
yeah, he gets the ball, but it's just that it's done from behind. Well,
Uh,
I will say this: Arteta has been taken back to school by his old master.
18. I can't even smile right now. It's the absolute. I'm actually vexed because sometimes you look at a lineup, right? You look at a lineup and
Yeah,
you think to yourself, all right, so and so. I don't know why so and so's there, and I don't know why this is here and that's there, but I can see. But you can see why the manager has picked the team. But then you think to yourself, also, Ebony, if we can, Ebony, if we fans can see this, I don't know. I don't know, Victor. I don't know why. I don't know why the manager can't see what we can see. But when you look at a lineup and you think to yourself, okay, I'm happy, but I would have had so and so there instead of so and so, and I would have had so and so instead of so and so. And you think, okay, but I can see why the manager's gone with gone with the lineup that he has. And then the play begins, and you just think to yourself, if
hmm
Gabriel was in the defence, we wouldn't be 3-0, 3-1 down.
to be honest,
Maybe.
it's both of the centre backs. For me, it's both of the centre backs. It's both of the midfielders. Um, Look, whoever's on that left side with Tierney's getting exposed. Tierney should be marking like it's the whole back line. Like I, I, I want to try to give some credit towards Callum Chambers, but I don't know if I can. I really don't. Like you might as well throw him in the mix. Like oh, it's just so frustrating. Was it
We've
now?
got
Apollo
32
says
minutes to turn this round. Yeah.
Apollo says we are all over them and we need to keep doing. Where was the intensity first half? Why couldn't we play like this at the start of the first half? Well, yeah,
And in the second half we've had most of the possession. In actual fact, we've been in their half most of the time in this second half. And now who's got hold on. So he's given a yellow card. So Aubameyang has. All right. So what's this one here? Kufal,
yeah. That's the right
Vladimir
back.
Kufal. Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a hand on Aubameyang, to which Aubameyang fell. So he's been given a yellow card, and now we have a free kick. And this free kick better go somewhere. And please don't do one of those dummy free kicks because they're really not effective. which Odegaard is going to take. Oh my days. I would agree with you, Greg G. Odegaard is good. And I really do hope we actually buy him. But then would he want to stay if we don't qualify for either European competition?
The thing with Odegaard, I'd say let's not rush in. Let's see what he does at the end of the season, and then judge him. So what we got? He's got 13, 14 games to prove himself. Um, but yeah, no, David,
Okay,
a
so we're
draw
not
isn't good enough.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on a second. Did that book
Ah, oh my god,
an own goal?
no,
No,
Eb,
no,
Ebs,
no,
no,
we're 3-2. We're 3-2 now. We're 3-2 now.
that's it.
We're 3-2. We're 3-2. So Thomas Partey passes it to, is it Odegaard? 21. And then yeah. Yeah, so it's an own goal. I think what he tried to do is he tried to kick it out, but it just didn't quite come across.
I think I'm seeing it right now. It's what minute was that goal? I'm about 60 minutes and 30 seconds in.
I think it's 61 minutes. Who's
Oh wow, just saw it.
who's the,
Cross cup.
who's there?
That's Chambers. Callum Chambers crosses it in.
He
Wow,
crosses it in, but then one of their
the West
I'm
Ham.
assuming it's their defender that tries
Yeah, it
to
is. It is. Clear it.
he tries to clear it, but it
Oh my.
doesn't materialize. Okay, it's game on, but that doesn't negate the fact that we've been absolutely abysmal in this game.
Wow. You know what? If that's the case, then Callum Chambers, you gotta give him his credit now, because that's
I'm
the
not negating.
that's
You can't negate the
that's the
fact that
second.
we've been crap.
No, we have been. We've been absolutely crap. But now I could actually give Callum Chambers some credit. Two goals, the two own goals, he's had a part in. Everybody else has been absolute crap.
So check, that's it.
Dawson, Craig Dawson own goal for that one. Socek got the first own goal.
Weeze, Lacazette, Louise. Oh, come on, man. When you have someone on the line. Oh. Who was it that said that West Ham will burn themselves out? I think it was Victor.
Yes.
It still doesn't negate the fact that we will crap. Sorry.
Well, of course, because the thing is, it's two own goals. At the end of the day, we still haven't scored a goal in open play. Like
True.
we can't give any of our attackers any credit. Okay, like Lacazette. Like I know he
Lacazette, you
took the shot.
can. Lacazette,
Yeah,
you can because yeah, he took the shot. So, but then it looked as though he actually scored the goal. So you can give him a little bit of a blight.
yeah, but
As for Aubameyang, it's like
no,
I
he
don't know
gets a
whether the money's
zero.
gone to his head or his cars have gone to it. You know, his car collection has gone to his head. Was that a handball? by Lingard.
No, that would be Arsenal, We get a penalty and get the third goal and
No,
wind
no,
up
no,
with a
no, no.
draw.
I think it was outside the box actually. It looked like a handball, but I could be mistaken. I'll stand corrected if I am.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's outside the box. I just saw it,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, Arsenal get a free kick. But I'm sorry if you're a West Ham fan and you don't win this game because they've completely shot themselves in the foot. Like we haven't done anything to say that we deserve to get anything out of this game.
We haven't. We haven't. We didn't even do
West,
anything. What did we do in the Olympiacos game? Again, we didn't do anything. We lost,
yeah,
but we're through. That's not the point. The point is, it's like these two games.
wow,
Antonio could have actually just scored, but then
I just
I
saw
think
that.
it's Tierney's butt cheek that actually saved it from going into the goal.
Where's the midfield? Xhaka, oh, I'm sorry. Listen, this party Xhaka midfield, it's not working.
It should be Partey. It should be Partey or Nenny.
It's not working. They're getting to our defense way too quick, and Tierney is getting exposed.
Tierney needs protection. He does need protection, and he hasn't had any of that in this game.
But who's out there on the left? Is this supposed to be Aubameyang? Is this supposed to be Saka? Because I can't tell because they keep switching.
It's like somebody needs to make an overlap run, and nobody is overlapping the run. I can see Pepe warming up now.
As far as I'm
Is
concerned, we
that
need to
Pepe?
change both wingers. We need to change both. What's it? Apollo says Arteta should get Pepe on for Abba on the left. He's taking too long. Yeah, but listen, he's got Wengeritis. He only makes subs after 70 minutes, and I'm now at 66:30.
I'm 66. I'm now 67. So you're not far behind me. And I'm watching it on
Okay.
Sky. Don't at me, people. Don't at me. Sometimes, you got to do what you got to do.
Greg, no one is saying that Aubameyang isn't a good player, but like now more is expected from him rather than scoring goals. Like we're paying him 250 grand a week. I expect more. The same thing when it comes to Pepe. Like you cost 72 million. I expect to see more than an above average level minimum. You know, today's game, like he's been almost non-existent about Aubameyang. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, and you know what, Apollo? That's not good enough. It's not good enough for the money that we're paying for him. It's
Rob Holding, and we've been leaking goals.
where is Rob?
Oh,
Ever since he had was it the whole head injury? Like we haven't seen him.
he's probably still resting.
It's like a COVID variant. No, it's a football variant. It means that you have suffer from the same things that cause Wenger to get slaughtered.
Odegaard had a shot.
Yeah, ESR's fit. Yeah, that's exactly what you should be saying. WTF?
We don't
Why
have
didn't
any
he play him?
injuries, though. We don't have any injuries.
This is all Arteta's fault. Why didn't he play Smith Rowe? Oh, of course he's a better crosser than the ball than Bellerin. Bellerin is the worst one. Worst one by far.
But didn't Bellerin, wasn't he able to cross back in the day?
Nah. He was always good at coming in on the inside. Or to do like the low crosses. But now everybody's kind of sussed that out. When it's a cross that needs height, terrible.
How tall is Bellerin? What, 5'10"?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe 5'8". Let me see.
All right, so on the front foot, interception by West Ham. Right.
Yeah, he's about 5'10". Yeah, West Ham have scored 5 goals in this game, and Arsenal have scored zero. Zero. Like, and if we score 2 goals, we'll win the game. Like, I can't give any. No. If we win this game, no one's getting above a 5. And to be honest, I've only seen Callum Chambers so far, who
I think
is
Callum Chambers is the only player that will probably get over a 5 today.
yeah, like, just because he's had a hand in both of the own goals. But the rest of them, there's going to be so many zeros. No, it is Arteta's fault. Today's game is Arteta's fault. You had all of your players. You have no excuses. And this is the team that you put up against West Ham. I said, like, even though Callum Chambers has done well, why was he starting? Where's Cedric? Where's Gabriel? What? Like, if you're talking just call up players on form, why is Aubameyang starting? Aubameyang could have scored a hat-trick against Olympiacos. He was poor.
And he's been poor in this
Poor.
game as well. He's been poor in this
What,
game as well.
he went and dropped him for a game, because he didn't, he did some type of behavioral, because he arrived in late. The guy comes on the pitch, doesn't score, plays awful, but he plays every single game. He doesn't get punished then. Nah.
But then again,
See,
he's a
this
captain, so therefore,
no.
it's like if you don't play your captain, then it's sacrilege. But then when we haven't played Aubameyang, there've been games where we've played when we haven't played Aubameyang and we've won. Last week Sunday is a testament to that.
Did you see the stats before this game? Before I jumped on, they showed the stats that Arsenal do better without Aubameyang than with. We score more
That
goals, we
doesn't
create
surprise
more
me.
chances.
Doesn't surprise
Now,
me.
I'm not trying to say you get rid of Aubameyang, but like we need to start be thinking like more than just Aubameyang. Arsenal's problem is that we gave him this massive contract and we've said, mate, you're going to be our guy. You're undroppable. That's it. But,
And the thing is, West Ham will probably win this and they'll go and lose their next game. Because they're just as inconsistent as we are. All right, so are we making a sub? Oh, no, they're making a sub. So Nolan now, their captain, is coming on.
my God. Why are we not making a sub?
We've got 17 minutes and we're not making a sub. So Bowen is coming off for Mark Noble, who's retiring at the end of the season.
Oh, well, he's had a great career. Well done, Mark Noble. Boy, Arteta's retarded.
Now we're making a substitution. So now Smith Rowe is coming on for Xhaka. And Saka is coming off for Pepe. You see, these substitutions should have been made within half time.
Yep.
See, if I was the manager, I'd be making substitutions in half time. None of this wait till 66 minutes rubbish.
Like, was it Smith Rowe? Like, why are we just bringing Smith Rowe on now? Smith Rowe should have been starting. I don't understand why Smith Rowe wasn't starting. Like, it's a joke.
West Ham could have scored a fourth, but
I'm done.
No, they could have done. They could have done.
Look at everyone in the chat. Apollos was saying before about I think a comment that I was talking about Odegaard. Yeah, next year at Madrid it could be Odegaard or Haaland and Haaland at Madrid. and it could be something, but it's really kind of dependent on Zidane and how he does things.
But does that?
Yep,
But does
Xhaka and Saka
Zinedine
have been
Zidane
poor.
actually like him? Sorry.
Supposedly that's the case. Like he doesn't, but the Real Madrid board don't want to sell. Oh, I see Pepe has come on as well for.
Yeah,
Did he come on for Xhaka?
Saka.
Saka. Okay, no, that makes sense. Well, to be honest, that's what should have started.
You see, all right. So they've just replayed the almost West Ham chance, and Leno is somewhere. Leno's not even in his goal mouth, and it's
Yeah, and
and it's Chambers that actually saves him.
again, Callum Chambers gets man of the match. I'm saying it here right now. Like, uh, Chambers gets man of the match. Like, these lot have been awful. All of them. Leno as well is now included into that. Oh, I don't want to say. Oh, no, our defense isn't a mess, Vincy. We have a manager that has just chosen not to play our best defenders.
Oh,
And one of them
they
he's
hit,
loaned out.
they hit the post.
Is it Arsenal that hit the post? No, West Ham hit the
No,
post,
it's
right?
West Ham that hit the
Of,
post.
of course it's West Ham because Arsenal can't do anything, can they? They score all the goals. They even score goals for us.
And
Completely impotent.
Antonio is mad with himself. So who's this? He crosses it to Antonio. Antonio hits the bar, hits the post. They can't handle this. They can't handle the youth that actually passed the ball that assisted Antonio. They can't handle him.
Yep.
He's too fast for them.
Apollo, that's a perfect comment. That's where your strikers should be running, busting a gut to get in there. And that's both Lacazette and Aubameyang, particularly Aubameyang, because he is our captain and he's on 250 grand a week.
Gee, Chambers has played the ball into the box, into the space that someone should be attacking.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you see the post? He hit the post.
Yes.
Antonio hit
Oh
the post.
wow. Antonio is furious with himself.
I'd be furious
Wow.
with myself if that was me. I'm sure you would be too now with this. You'd be cussing yourself.
I'm looking at it now. Like they're
I'd be
going for
cussing
it.
myself as well.
Um, like David Luiz, like you've got to stop that get. Nah, Party's a joke. He's definitely been a joke today, Cool K. I will say that. And Vinci,
Who's been a
yes, we
joke?
have been a party, Xhaka. Yep,
Yeah.
they've all been a joke. The only one who could honestly say that I would say, you know what, he's had a pretty good solid game is Callum Chambers. All of them. Saka, Leno, they've all been a joke. We haven't scored a single goal in open play. West Ham have
Here's
scored 5.
Chambers. Chambers is on the flag. He crosses it. Oh, for crying! And everyone's just falling. Oh. You know when you have a number of our players, right? It's like you have a chance to score, and there's a number of our players that just scramble and then just flop.
Yeah.
You'll see it. West Ham about to make another sub.
Yeah, was it Fredericks? I think that's their right back or left back, one of them.
Yeah, Fredericks has come on, and Ben Rama.
Yeah.
Ben Rama's come off. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, that's right.
Ben
Apollo,
Rama.
Mari, the whole defensive line has been awful today. The whole defensive line has been awful, except for Callum Chambers.
My
All of
mum
them.
could have done a better job. I'm
Like,
sure your mum could have done a better job as well, Naomi.
of course. And she can hardly kick a ball.
And as much as I love Tierney, he's been subpar today as well. But then again, he's had no protection, so It's like he's had nobody to run in front of him so that he can actually. He's had no protection. Negative attitude stuff. Yeah. It's like, how many blasted bodies have we got in the? When we have so many, they've not scored again. No, when we have so many bodies in the box, and they're all just
tepid. Like I haven't even gotten to what you're talking about, and I can just imagine them just tepid.
You'll see it shortly. You'll see it in about 20 seconds. You'll see it in the 20 seconds.
No sense of urgency. Just.
If we started with this pace, we might have been in a better standing in the game. Too many played poor today. We've been absolutely. It's like in the first half. It's like we've been. Oh, now he wants to put on Martinelli in the 81st minute and take off Aubameyang. Are you trying to annoy my life, Tets?
You know what? There's some words that I want to say, but I'm not on my channel, so I won't. But Apollo, I mean, Arteta, you can go do one. Like I cannot believe.
We're on the front foot again. Pepe.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Ebony, are you really trying to tell me that we scored a goal? I cannot believe it. What is that?
You know what that stands for? The goal scorer. Oh, come on.
Lacazette? Jeez. Okay.
So Pepe gets on the left. He then crosses it and headed in by Lacazette.
So as soon as we take Aubameyang off, then we score. All right, great. And you know what? In the next game, Arteta will not see that, and he will decide to continue playing Aubameyang. No. Listen, I'm not. Listen, I'm not Jamaican, so I can't speak patois. I can't do it. Like, what I want to do is just go real English on them and start. I want to be effing and jeffing, but you know the YouTube algorithm is awful. Oh, great header by Lacazette. Great header. Sorry, I got my phone in my hand watching it.
It's a nice assist. It's a nice assist by Pepe.
Great assist by Pepe. Well done.
Hello.
Oh, Bertram. Let them have it. Let them have it. Because this is a sorry group of players, and Arteta is the worst one of them all.
No. We took off the liability. We took off the liability on the left.
Yeah, well,
we took off the liability.
Of course.
We're talking about Aubameyang.
Yes, we'll win this game. Trust me. We took off the liability. I'm here cursing my screen like, why is he playing? He gives the ball to their team. We attack him with 7. And when he loses it, then we are scrambling to get back. I think, look, we didn't wake up. We woke up too late. I think we partied last night. So let's see how it goes.
It's the hangover from Thursday. They're still recovering from Thursday.
But they wasn't even awake Thursday. They slept through the whole blooming game. Well, what exactly they need rest for? No, this comes to Arteta not playing his best team.
No, Gabriel should have played today. Mari's not good enough.
Of
keep telling
course.
people this. Mari's not good enough. I keep telling people this. They don't understand. He's not good enough. But Odegaard is our best player. Odegaard is our best player. Odegaard is ridiculously good.
Chambers has actually been the best defender today.
Yes.
But look, I thought we would come back. The question is, how well would we come back? The first 10 minutes was difficult, right?
No,
the first 10 minutes were very, very difficult for us.
The whole
but the first 10 minutes we didn't touch the ball at all. The first 10 minutes we didn't touch the ball at all. It's been getting better, but lots to talk about.
Yeah, a lot to talk about.
I've had enough of talking. I'm ready to do my ratings and go watch the Justice League film. I've had enough.
G said, "Oh, negative attitude." It's not negative, G. It's just calling
out
what
it's the
we
truth.
see, I'm not surprised he came back, but I thought he should have gone to Bobby a long time ago because Laka is ridiculously good between the lines.
From
I'm behind you guys, by the way. I'm way behind you, actually.
What minute are you on, Bertram?
I'm on 84th minute.
Yeah, you're not that far behind me. I'm on 85 minutes now.
Okay. No, I didn't think about it, play, but I thought Partey is one of his best games for us, period.
Oh, man, you should have done better, Pepe. And yes, you were pushed down. Handed to you on a plate by Odegaard. B-Dub says West Ham are burnt out. There's another goal in this if Arsenal want it.
There's another goal in it.
No, stop it. No, listen. I don't trust this Arsenal side.
We're gonna give up a goal now. They're gonna score because we're attacking with a lot of men, so.
Well, of course they're gonna score. They've scored 5 out of the 6 goals in this game.
Come on, Pepe has to score that. Come on, Pepe.
Yeah, that was poor.
He has to score that. Odegaard find a pass that's Odegaard has Ozil type passing skills. Oh, that should be. He held him, didn't he? He held him back. They're gonna say
I know that
enough, but
could have been at least a penalty or a yellow card, but obviously.
Yeah, we can't forget about playing defense now, though. We can't just attack blindly, not think about playing defense. Because now they're gonna have to come out and play. They can't just stand back.
So they're playing that West Ham chance again, and yeah. All right, so here we are, Partey.
Apollo says Odegaard.
I'm gonna have to drop for a minute. I'll be back. I have to drop for a minute. I'll be back.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, no worries. Apollo says Odegaard needs to be signed at all costs.
Why wasn't anybody on the end of that?
Greg says Odegaard is our best player, top class. Today they've all been shocking, and I'm too into my feelings today to acknowledge anyone properly. Andrew, if that happens, I'm gonna say F off. Like Jacques, there's no way Jacques has scored. Yeah, maybe he scored an own goal.
Jacques is off, and we've got an injured David Luiz is on the ground.
Oh, God.
So Antonio comes in and kicks him in the shin, and he's got a yellow. He's got a yellow card. You know, Antonio. I think Antonio qualifies to play for Jamaica. You know.
Yeah, he does. Hold on. I think he is going to be playing for Jamaica, from what I've heard.
I think he should.
Yeah. Well, that makes the Jamaican team interesting. You know what's it's a shame? It's a shame Sterling didn't go play for Jamaica, because that would be something.
I'd play for Jamaica.
Antonio on one side, Sterling on the next.
Mm.
They call him the
Cresswell
Reggae
gets
Boys?
a yellow card as well. Hang on a minute. Has he got 2 yellow cards, Cresswell? Or has he got 2 yellow cards overall? Because they put that yellow and then 2. We've got a free kick. Yellow and then 2. You know what, right now? Okay, Odegaard's about to free kick. He's got his hands in the air. Oh.
Lingard is primed to score. Well, listen, as long as Lingard doesn't start moonwalking on the pitch, then, you know, I have no faith in this Arsenal side today. I've never been more deflated watching Arsenal. Like this performance is shocking. Of course, Moyes is going crazy because he realized that he has scored 5 goals and he still can't beat Arsenal.
Today's game, the first half, I don't care what anyone says. It's not even about the first 10 minutes. It's the entire first half. We've been absolutely shocking, and we've got 3 minutes added on. And if we'd have played like this, like we're playing in the second half, we would not have been 3-0 down. Odegaard has been man of the match so far. I'd say it's between him and Chambers.
I can't give, like, Pepe got the assist, Lacazette scored, Chambers had two involvements in the own goals. There's no, I can't. I can't give Odegaard man of the match or anywhere close to it. I could give him a reasonable score, but no.
Jacanelli played for Jamaica. He did eat some ackee.
He's lot. Vinci said there's a level of buffoonery with Blights, the attacking prowess of this team each week. Quite astonishing from a team associated with football IQ. Arteta has to sort this out in the summer. Yeah, but I don't trust Arteta. I really don't. If you can't even set up your starting 11 in a way that reflects our best players, our best defenders, our best attackers, then
Lacazette, Mari, why are you fouling that?
I'd agree with that, Apollo. Yeah, he does have like shades of Özil and Fabregas, because Fabregas used to track back, unlike Özil, but he does give those Özil passes.
We cannot afford to be giving free kicks away at this stage of the game.
Ebony, we don't deserve to get anything out of this game. We deserve nothing, and like it. Listen, don't call them bottlers yet until the game is over. Because knowing this side, we'll end up giving away a penalty in the last minute, and they score. Vinci said, "This is squad football you are witnessing." Squad, yeah, but you don't rotate this squad against West Ham. You know, Burnley, yes. Greg
Callum Chambers has been given man of the match.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So. Greg G says Odegaard is ridiculous. His price and appeal for Real will skyrocket. Yeah, I think they'll probably. I mean, they were always going to ask for a lot from him, but now at least 50 to 60 mil. And they're also not willing to sell. Only way we're going to get him is if his contract is near in the end. Ebony, I'm assuming you are either the game is finished from you.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm approaching. Was it about 2 minutes? 92 minutes 30.
West Ham had. I have to say, West Ham did peter out. With the exception of a couple of good chances, the crossbar. Was it not the crossbar? That there was there's crossbar, and then there was the post. I can't remember now.
I'm just coming to the end of this game. Like, I'm sorry, but we deserve nothing out of this game. Absolutely nothing. We don't deserve to get a draw. West Ham, like, as Cool K said, they did bottle it because they should be taking all 3 points and nothing but bragging rights. All 3 points. This game, no, like.
We were poor. We were poor in the first half. Poor first half.
Moyes should be pissed. We were awful. Like,
Well, absolutely. I mean, had we played with the intensity in the second half, in the first half, we would not be. We would have won this game, but
that's true. That's true.
But we were absolutely poor. And I said that, what's up, Danny? And I said that, the way we set out in the first half, you could see that we were on the back foot. And West Ham were pressing and pressing and pressing. And we just sat back. And now we're now ninth. Whoopie-doo.
So I don't have a lot of negatives to say, actually. I mean, if I think about the game, it's a game. Wait. So let me finish before you.
But Bertram, let them have it. I'm glad Danny's on there. Let them have it, boys, because I'm tired of talking.
No. So it's a game of two halves, right? It's a game of two halves. In fact, it's a game of our first 15 minutes where we were in the game at all. I'm not sure. We look like West Ham looked like Man City. Then the game sort of changed and leveled out a little bit. But we fell asleep throughout the first half. And I would say some of our better players, frankly, like Tierney, had an atrocious first half, frankly. I mean, everyone keeps, because I watched the comments and we talked about Xhaka. Guys, let's try to be fair for once in your life. Like, I know we love Tierney. I know we love Saka. I know we love certain players. But when they're atrocious, let's call them out for what they do, right? We're not saying we love Xhaka, but frankly, this game wasn't Xhaka's fault. It was a team performance in the first half, except for one player in the first half, frankly, maybe two. Odegaard has shown that's why Arteta plays him every single game for almost every minute of the game, because he's not hiding ever in the game. He always wants the ball. He always wants to be on the ball. And what he does brilliantly is what Lazy used to do, which is pass the ball between the lines. Actually, Partey does that also. They're not looking for the easy 5-yard pass or going back. They're looking for where can I get danger to the other team and pass the ball between the lines. But for some of the game, a game up to it. Look, I am happy we came back and scored 3 goals. So you can't just be negative and say, you know what, we're atrocious. West Ham is in the top 4. Let's be clear on that, even though they looked bad against Man U last week. Secondly, their supporters could say, you know what the hell happened to us? We're up 3-0. We could have scored more. And Arsenal came back and dominated the second half. It wasn't even close in the second half. So the question you ask yourself is, where was this team in the first half? Right? And I keep saying this 24/7, which is, why is Aubameyang playing? Why is Aubameyang playing? Because what happens is, a lot of times what happens is, you know what? He creates pressure on us. He gets the ball, he makes a bad pass, and we're scrambling to recover for his nonsense. And game after game after game, it's becoming very obvious that he's becoming a liability. Not to knock Abba, he was great last year, but he's not been good this year. But my only contention in the first concept of the whole thing was Mari shouldn't play unless you give him just doing rotation. Because I know some of you guys are saying, "Oh, Mari's this, Mari's that." No, he's not. Last year, I watched him against City, against Mahrez and all of them, when he tore up his ankle, and frankly, he looked out of his depth. And today was the same thing. Now, we all should agree that Antonio is very difficult to play against. For any team, he's a bully. So I'll stop there and say, you know what? I'm not going to kill them Neomis, because we got to point out the game. We can be on negative 24/7, which sometimes I am when it's called for. But today, we were atrocious first half, but we were exceptional second half. And frankly, RBR could have won this game. So I know he's chopping the bits. I know the opposite. You guys are chopping at the bits. Go ahead.
Danny, you want to say something?
Danny, please, you go.
I knew this was going to happen, man. Like, when we came back into it, I knew there'll be the excuses of, but we came back into the game and we looked good. Mate, that first half was atrocious. And Bertram, I know it's the same team in the second half, but who sends that team out, man? Who sends them out? Who gets them riled up to play the game? It's the manager who's responsible for that, right? The manager is the guy who's supposed to get you in the right mindset to go on the pitch and then perform immediately. You're not supposed to perform 45 minutes into the game. You're supposed to perform from minute 1 to the 90th minute, you get me? And we didn't do that, bro. And as for Xhaka, the guy, I can't remember one good pass he made in the game. And you know something I clocked today, this is what Xhaka gets away with. This is the reason he has such good passing stats. People always bring up, 90 plus% passing, yeah? If you watch Xhaka, what he does is, if it's a complicated pass, he turns and then passes it to Partey and goes, "Now you take it." He shirks responsibility. The guy doesn't take responsibility. He'll only make a pass that he knows is guaranteed on, and then even then he still messes it up. Like, so what I'm saying, Xhaka was the main... You see, today, this is my issue I had, yeah? And I said it a number of times in the comments. We played a team with David Luiz, Granit Xhaka, Chambers, who admittedly I was wrong on, yeah? And who else was in there? Mari, yeah? Mari. 4 of the slowest players in the Premier League against an aggressive, pacey West Ham team. That is a shocking team selection, however you look at it. You need the aggression of Gabriel in there. Like, I agree with you on the Mari point. We needed the aggression of Gabriel and the pace of Gabriel in there. He's the only guy who can make a recovery. Chambers, yeah, on the Lingard goal. Watch Chambers. Watch what he does. He gets back. Admittedly, he tries to put Lingard off right at the last minute, but he's the one who gets sucked in initially when we lose the ball. He gets sucked into a challenge, and he doesn't have the pace to recover to get back. Cedric would have got back in time. You get me? So when you're looking at things like that, Chambers, yeah, 2 assists, brilliant. And his question all game was spectacular. But there's certain things in the defensive side where if we'd have had a quicker right back, we could have maybe stopped a couple of their goals. You know what I'm saying? So if you actually look at that, go back and watch Chambers on Lingard's goal, guys, and you will see exactly what I'm saying. He got sucked in, and he did that on a number. He did that on 2 goals. Yeah, you're right, Burton.
No. 2 games back. He's only back for 2 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna make, he's only been back for 2 games.
Yeah, I don't want to slaughter him.
Just like how you give Saka and Tierney leeway when they don't play well.
His pace ain't coming back. His pace ain't coming back.
No. We agree with that. We agree with that. But I think he played him for the
point. I'm just saying the team selection, and then also I got a couple of more points to make. Aubameyang, yeah. The guy should have been off on half time. He shouldn't have been off on 78 minutes or whatever it was. Should have been off on half time. Saka wasn't playing well today. I love Saka, you know. I'm the guy that's saying like he's the biggest English talent since Wayne Rooney. But at the same time, he's been bad for 3 games now. He should have been off way earlier because as soon as Pepe come on, the attack sparked to life. You could see it. It just immediately came to life. Guy got an assist immediately as well on his right foot, by the way. Yeah, so like we should have had. And I was crying for Aubameyang to go off for Martinelli or ESR and Saka to go off for Pepe. That's what I wanted, and then he did it, but way too late. This guy reminds me of Wenger so much. You can tell he's a student of Wenger because the late subs, man, and it's the same predictable subs every single time. Like he's only started bringing Martinelli on now because he's been on the old social media seeing everyone moaning at him, bro. You get me? Like, that's what I feel about today. I feel like it is such a big opportunity missed because if we would have attacked from early on, we would have seen a different game. We started that game like we were 1-0 up, fam. We were passing the ball around like it was a joke thing, like passing the ball around the back and all that. What are you doing, fam? Have you not watched West Ham once this season? Them guys press hard. They press high. They're fast. They're aggressive. And we played like we were playing like West Brom or something, not West Ham. The terrible tactics, terrible... team selection, terrible substitution times, everything. Like, it's just poor. I'm not forgiving Arteta. We came back into the game despite Arteta, despite Aubameyang, despite Saka, all of that. We came back despite all of that. So I don't give him credit for today. Not at all.
Fair enough.
Ebony?
No,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say that, you know, I agree with both of you. I agree with all of you, you know. I mean, first half, and I'll say it again. The first half, it was all. It's like we were having a hangover from Thursday, and I said on Thursday, if we play against West Ham, because West Ham are where they are for a reason. They've had a blinding season. Nobody predicted that West Ham are going to be in the top 4, or in the top 5. And I said on Thursday, if we played like we did on Thursday today, we are going to get mullered. The first half, it was almost for me as if we were trying to counter. We're not a counter-attacking team. There was no urgency from us. There was no pressing. You know, it's everybody, the whole team acted as though they were scared to attack. And yes, West Ham are bullish. Yes, West Ham have got tough. They've got tough players, speedy players, etc., etc. But you know, you can't look at West Ham and take them as mugs. They're not mugs. They're there for a reason. and then the first half when we were 3-0 down, it's like I was actually quite shocked. I wasn't even shocked because of the way we played. We were just holding back too much to the point where it's just like, yeah, okay, it's only West Ham. It's only you can't be doing that.
We tried to sit back and soak up the pressure, and then
we were trying to counter. We were trying to counter.
We cannot sit back, Ebony. Like that's the whole problem with our team. I agree with you 100%. Like, what are you doing? Trying to sit back and banks a 4 against West Ham, against anyone? We can't do that against anyone, fam. I wouldn't trust us doing that against a championship team, let alone a top 4 side. You know what I'm saying? This is yeah. So go on.
No, I mean, from that, look, from the game 1 to game 38, every single game is a big game. I know people get to points where, you know, oh yeah, well, this is a big game and that's a big game. No, from game 1 to game 38, you have to bring your A game, because the Premier League is unpredictable. It's one of the most unpredictable league in Europe. Let me just read Apollo's ratings. Leno 4, Tierney 5, Mari 4, Chambers 7, Louise 5, Partey 5, Xhaka non-applicable as always from Apollo. Saka 5, Odegaard 7, Aubameyang 3, Lacazette 7, Arteta 4. Guys in the chat, come up with your.
I don't know how Tierney gets a 5. I thought Tierney was awful today.
Guys in the chat,
I think people look at Tierney's
block
offensive
alone.
game.
He deserves a 5. That block alone, he deserves a 5 for.
The what?
That block alone he made, where he made a double block.
And he also got roasted. His back was turned to the goal. Both goals and the two goals, the two after subsequent to the first goal was Tierney. All on Tierney. The last time he passed the ball away, they almost scored it. The one Antonio almost scored, that was Tierney again. He gave away 2, and he almost gave away 4. He should. If
I was a West Ham fan, I would be annoyed. I'm not gonna use any profanity. I would be fuming if I was a West Ham fan. Guys,
I don't think so. I thought second half they were lucky to escape not losing.
West Ham almost burnt out. They had at least 2 good chances that could have actually won them the game. Antonio hit the post, and then there was another chance where Leno, I don't know where Leno was, but Leno wasn't in the goal mouth. But it was only because of Chambers. I think it was because of Chambers the ball didn't go in. Guys in the chat, come up with your predictions, please. Who wants to start?
So I just saw the goal again. I'm not sure it's totally Chambers' fault. David Luiz went with Antonio. Partey went back and didn't look where he was. So if Partey glanced over his shoulder, they would have seen Lingard. He was going with the person going, forgot who was it was going behind. Maybe it was Souček going behind David Luiz. Chambers tried to block the ball. Partey should have been looking to see that, you know what? 2 people should be marking the man going behind David Luiz. I got to pick up anyone on top of the box. I'm not going to blame Chambers alone on the first goal. And I'm not watching the second goal. Where's Tierney?
What, the Lingard goal? You want about the Lingard one?
No, the Antonio goal, the ball went behind Tierney. It got hit off him, came back in. They crossed it to Antonio. Yeah. David Luiz didn't get up, actually. David Luiz has to own that, frankly. David Luiz has to own that.
The first goal, I blame the midfield and I blame the defense. The midfield.
David Luiz has to ease Antonio out. He has to ease him out. He can't get up as high as him, so what you have to do is sort of go under him and just ease him out a little bit. Otherwise, he's just gonna. He's too big, too strong, and too good a jumper, athletic to prevent that from scoring.
Well, you guys ready to do
right? You ready to do the ratings? Who wants to go first?
I've got mine ready.
Okay, go on, Danny.
I give Leno a 3 because, like, what is it? The first goal was he should have got that, man. Like, he sort of dived in. Yeah. Anyway, I gave him a 3. Tierney, I gave a 5 because he was average. He made that block at the end, so I give him a 5 for that. Mari, I give a 3 because he was our worst defender. If you actually watch the whole game again, yeah, watch Mari. He was terrible. He didn't offer anything today. Chambers, who I was actually cussing him in the first half, yeah. I gave him an 8 because he deserves it, man. Like, he deserves it. His crossing was unbelievable. And in the second half, he really fixed up a lot. Although, defensively, I seen him get sucked in twice in that game, and I didn't like it.
You missed the pass to Lacazette. You missed that pass to Lacazette. But with his outside of his foot, that was Chambers. The true ball that Lacazette made up with the head and they saved off the line, that was Chambers.
Yeah.
That's exceptional.
Louise, I gave a 4. Just dead again. Partey, I gave a 6 because he, like, I know I've seen a lot of people cussing him, and I'm like, what game are you watching? Yeah, because he kept our midfield ticking over a lot of the time. Like, he's the guy that kept the midfield ticking over, and he's the guy that actually took responsibility. Xhaka didn't take no responsibility today, and on Xhaka, I gave him a 2. Bertram.
Let me see what you give Alba. If you give him a 2, you should. First of all, Tierney doesn't deserve more than Xhaka today.
But he made a goal saving block at 3-3, bro. He made a goal saving block. That's the same as a goal. To me, that's
he gave away 2, so it's -1. He's -1.
Anyway, Saka 4. Saka got a 4 because, again, he was poor. I don't blame him because he's been burned out, innit? That's what I feel like. He's just burned out. He's a young player. He's been burned out. He was so consistent for the whole beginning of the season, so he's burned out. Odegaard, unbelievable. Again, man, this guy, we have to buy Odegaard for me, man. Like 8. I gave him an equal rating with Chambers. Orba, 2. Terrible. Pathetic performance, man. Absolute. What did Orba offer? And then Lacazette 8 again, because really he should have. And I know his first goal was deflected. It was deflected. It hit the Suchek on the foot. It was probably going a bit wide, but without him, that ain't a goal. And then his header was just scenes, in it. So he got an 8. And Arteta gave a 3 because we won in spite of him today. We wouldn't have won the game like. Yeah, he didn't do anything to help us win that game other than he probably gave them a roasting at half time. That's all I reckon. But why you don't do that before the game? A good manager knows your team is playing poor lately, so you need to roast them before the game and get them up. Alex Ferguson a number of times would slate them, dig into them before the game and get them up for the game. So yeah, Arteta gets a 3. We're not doing subs, are we?
Oh, yeah, why not? Could do. Go for it.
Martinelli, I can't really give him anything. I'll give him an NA because he didn't really get into the game at all. Pepe, I'll give a 7 for a sub performance because we came on and revitalized the whole attack. And who else came on? Smith Rowe. Again, I can't really say anything because he didn't really have a lot of the ball. But yeah, I'll give him a 5, just a basic rating. Yeah.
Okie doke. Before we go on to you, Bertram, let me see if I can. I did actually see a rating. Greg G, Leno 3, Tierney 5, Mari 3, Chambers 7, Louise 4, Partey 4, Xhaka 3, Saka 4, Odegaard 8, Aubameyang 2, Lacazette 7, Pepe 6, Arteta 3.
Okay, so I'll say Leno 4. I thought that second goal shouldn't have scored. It went right under him. I know it's difficult to get down, then use your feet versus trying to use your hand because it's hard to get down that far. Tierney 3. I don't care about a block. First of all, that goal that he gave up, look at the picture and stop and still the picture. Tierney was looking totally inside, not aware it was his man that scored. So right there, he allowed a goal to score because he wasn't in the play, and the player got the ball and scored. I'm not sure anyone could give him a 5 or even a 6 because I'm not sure what he did today. He was making bad passes. He just wasn't in the game. Exceptional player, don't get me wrong. But I always worry about him when he played against better players. Mari 3. Someone says on Facebook user that Mari was our best defender. I'm not sure if Mari paid you to say that, but I don't see it in Mari. He doesn't have athleticism. He doesn't cover really well. He didn't help Tierney today. That's why Tierney looks so bad also, because Gabriel at least would help position him and help direct him. There was none of that for Mari. If I go on the right, Chambers, I gave Chambers a 9, actually. I thought Chambers, I know we talk about him defensively, make up mistakes, but he's a right back making outside the foot pass to Laka, who probably should have scored that goal. That cross that was an own goal. He had a number of crosses. His crosses was spectacular today. Unlike what we get from Bellerin. Cedric crossing is good. I gave him a 9, frankly. I gave Xhaka a 4. Look, I mean, Xhaka is not the answer. We know this. I don't think he was as bad as people say he was, but he has to do what Partey does. I gave Partey a 6.5. I'm not sure what game people are watching today. Like every ball Partey gets, he's trying to go forward. He's trying to get between the lines. He's finding Odegaard. Most of Odegaard's ball came from Partey. Now, the first 15, 20 minutes, nobody was at sea. So you can't just blame Partey. But I thought Partey played really well, especially in the second half. I gave Saka a 5. Look, I keep telling people this. So here's the problem I run into. Saka's an exceptional footballer. But he's reminding me of Iwobi. He doesn't know where the goal is. So even when you put him through on goal, he's not scoring. And if he doesn't score...
he's not Iwobi. He's not Iwobi.
He's better than Iwobi, but I'm just saying he's not scoring. That's why I say about Iwobi. Good when they have the ball in the open field, look really good on the ball, and he can create assists. But he doesn't know where the goal is. And today he got chances, more than one. He didn't even look like scoring. Forget about scoring. Exceptional player, a kid basically that's been carrying us, but he has to do better in front of goal. Aubameyang, NA. He's been NA for a while now. In fact, he's been MIA, frankly. And I've said this
before. Zero. Give man a rating. That's
all right. -2. Because he made a lot of bad pass that created pressure on our goal. When we were attacking in the final third and he turned the ball over, then we got to scramble back and try to prevent the goal from scoring. So he gets a negative. And it's been like that for most of the season. And I keep telling people this. Go back to AFTV and come into this forum. Average his grades for the year, this year. Average them up. I bet it's not more than a 4 in average.
Yeah, you're right.
He's only scored in 6 games. So if he doesn't score, he doesn't play well. If he doesn't score, he doesn't play well. And that's not a good thing for a player. Now look at Laka today, for example. Even if Laka didn't score, Laka is exceptional holding the ball up and making the pass at the right pace, going forward to Odegaard or to Saka, whoever's playing beside him. That's why we play Chelsea. Those kids look so good with him because he's like a sponge. He's like how Giroud used to be. Ball comes in, it's not going into a hole like Abba. It goes into a hole and it's come back out. You're going to get the ball at the right pace. You can do something with it. I gave Laka an 8 today. Forget about his goals. I just thought his hold-up play was exceptional. Who else? Come on. I gave Pepe. I gave Odegaard a 9.5. I love watching Odegaard play football. Like, when a player just wants the ball, like no matter who's on him, no matter where he is, he just gets the ball. He's the one that dragged the team today. I'm not sure you guys realize that. He went to get the ball. Come on, let's go play. Get in position. And the ball is always going between the lines. He's not scared of the ball. He's comfortable on the ball. You can't get the ball off him. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's an exceptional footballer. And I'm surprised he can't get to the Real Madrid team. I mean, they play a traditional 4-3-3. That's why it's challenging because they don't use a traditional 10 like we're doing. But I'm surprised he can't get into that team. And then I gave Pepe a 7. I thought that cross on his right foot, because we know he has no right foot, was a great cross. And I thought he should have come on earlier. Smith Rowe didn't have a chance to do much. Not in Martinelli, so I'm not grading them. I gave Arteta a 5. So here's my rationale for the 5. So first half atrocious, and they did nothing. But here's the thing. So you judge a manager and a coach by the response you get at halftime. They win at halftime.
You just said it's sub to bad.
They went at half. He picked the right team. That's 2 positions, actually. I don't think Abba should start. I don't think Mauri should have started. But I could with the rest of the players. They played atrocious in the first half. They went into the locker room with West Ham coming off feeling good about themselves. And the second half, West Ham weren't in the game. This is a top 4 team now that was not in the game at all. I think we had about 70% possession, which showed you that the manager had some influence. Now, I agree. He's a calamity on his hand. No, he has a dilemma on his hand, not calamity, which is, what do I do with my captain? What do I do with my captain and my best player for the season in Saka and Aubameyang? Because the last 3 games, Saka hasn't played well. But do you stifle his growth by not playing him? And you want him to get better? And Aubameyang, who makes $350 a week, scored a lot of goals last year, has been, frankly, atrocious this year. Those 2 players who were guaranteed starters, what do I do with them when I have Pepe and Martinelli, and frankly, William has been hurt. That's why William hasn't played today. On the bench, who are chomping at the bits to play. what do I do with those players when they deserve to play? So look, I do think I'm not gonna be killing. I haven't killed anyone today, frankly, because I thought I'm pleased. We showed the spirit. We showed at Bournemouth. Remember we got at Bournemouth and Giroud scored that final goal, and we're all happy. We were down 3-0. The team showed some fight, so you can't just say destroy them because they came out flat, didn't play well. I have to give credit where credit is due. And G's saying give compliment the team for the way they came back for the joy. It's so frustrating when they can play like that second half and dominate play, and you have the rubbish that they played in the first half. I wish they could put the same effort in the ball. For once, I agree with G, because we don't normally agree. I would say that I love that positivity, which is when you've had a bad game against Olympiacos, because we lost, which carried over to this game in the first half, we were atrocious, and then you see the second half performance, you have a view which, you know what, maybe going forward, if we can buy Odegaard, which won't happen, by the way. I don't think we're going to buy Odegaard. I don't think we can. Real Madrid going to sell him. Why would they sell this player? But look,
they've got Asensio, innit? They're never going to play him. They play Asensio in that.
Asensio is not Odegaard. Odegaard is an exceptional footballer. And last year when he played, it was alone. He scored a bunch of goals and had a bunch of assists last year, and scored against Real Madrid also.
Neomus.
Oh, Neomus, go ahead, Neomus.
So as you guys have been giving your ratings, I've been thinking, because my first initial reaction was just to give everyone zeros because of how frustrated I've been in this game. The sheer amount of anger that I've been trying to control inside of me with how we've played. The fact that West Ham scored 5 goals, and we only scored 1 in open play is all... it's just bewildering to me, but we managed to come back and managed to get a draw, even though I don't think we deserved it. So for me, Leno, we go for a drink. I need more than a drink. I need therapy after that. Leno, I will give a 4. No, you know what? I'll give him a 3. Poor out of game. Tierney, I'll also give a 3. I thought he was poor as well, and he's one of my favorite players at Arsenal. And for me, this is probably the worst one that I've seen him in. And this is probably only the 3rd game that I've seen him in where he's been really bad. Mari, for me, he gets a 2. He shouldn't be anywhere near the starting lineup. Gabriel should be there. I don't understand why Gabriel wasn't there. Maybe he's injured. I don't know. But knowing Arteta, that's probably not the case. He probably just had a Mari feeling this morning and wanted to play him. Chambers, for me, probably one of the better players of the game. I'm going to have to give him an 8.5. Just his crossing alone helped to, obviously because of the own goals. They were kind of key with that. But it's good to see him get some play. I'm a fan of Chambers. David Luiz, he gets a 2 as well. Shocking performance from him. There were moments where I could see he tried, but I don't want him in my starting 11. Xhaka, he gets a 3 for me. Bad performance for all of the first half. Second half, I guess, picked up a bit. Partey, I'm going to give a 4. I thought it was a bad game from him. The first goal, just kind of iterating what Bertram was saying, like the midfield have to deal with that. Callum Chambers has to come all the way from the right to try to deal with that, and he's just not quick enough to get there in time. But the midfield have to stop Lingard from even getting in that position. Saka, he gets a 4. Odegaard, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I thought he was good, but the fact that the rest of these attacking players really couldn't utilize everything that he was doing was just frustrated me. Aubameyang, he gets a 0. You're a captain. You make 350 grand a week. You didn't show up. You didn't track back to help Tierney out. Tierney got exposed because of you on so many occasions, and it's just not good enough. Lacazette, I'm going to give him an 8. Of course, he scored the goal. And then Arteta, I'm also going to give a 2. for setting up the team wrong, not getting the start players that needed to be. Why wasn't Smith Rowe starting in the first place? What about Pepe? Like, Pepe's been playing well recently. He should have started. It's not good enough. And then Pepe, I'm going to give also a 7 as well. And that's it for me.
Can I just say, before jumping quickly, Apollo, can you put that comment you said about Arteta's post-game comment?
There was no plan.
He said in his post-game interview, said some players weren't following the plan. If this is true, then hope Arteta is dropping everyone who didn't follow his plan.
What plan?
Which he won't.
No, he won't.
It depends. It depends. If it was like I don't know, Partey or someone like that, would drop him. But if it was Xhaka, Luiz, or Orba, they're staying in the team no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Unbelievable.
I don't think it was a plan issue though. The first half, you just weren't. The energy wasn't there. The pressure wasn't there on West Ham. So I'm not sure what the plan. It was a plan to pressure West Ham. I'm not sure what the plan was.
We should have pressed them. We should have pressed them. We should have gone out and pressed them. No, the plan was there, boys. You can see his plan was to, like, we were so organized. It was obviously the plan to sit in 2 banks of 4 and soak up the pressure and hit them on the counter. We all saw it. Ebony said it earlier. You know what I'm saying?
That's suicide. We all saw Arsenal, they were in
organized banks of 4, bro. So that's definitely was the plan. It was just the wrong one, bruv. Like, you know what I'm saying? You picked the wrong plan, fam.
And by the way, Apollo just said something about Ozil being better than Odegaard. Not fair to compare them at this point in their career, but I say this about Odegaard. Odegaard plays both ways. Odegaard works his suck off. He's always running. Yeah. He doesn't walk in the game. And he's
Ozil at his peak is better than Odegaard, though. At his peak.
Well, you can't say that because Odegaard is 23 and Ozil is what, 30-something? You can't say that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if we're looking right now, it's that just technically that comment is correct. Ozil at his peak, yeah, there ain't many better players than him in his entire era, let alone like. You have to say that.
I'm gonna watch Odegaard for the next 7 years. Odegaard has a lot of potential. I'm not gonna compare people where one career is done and the other one is just basically starting.
That's true.
Not a fair comparison.
Okay, let me give you my ratings. All right. In spite of what I said, you know, I mean, I did say in the beginning before the match kicked off that I was happy with the lineup, but then I did actually say that I contradicted myself when I actually saw what was going on. But anyway, Leno, I give a 3. Yes, he made a couple of good saves. However, there is still that indecision that he has to his game. And it annoys me. It frustrates me. And this is the kind of claptrap that Martinez doesn't do. You know the decision straight off. You know what Martinez is going to do in goal. With Leno, it's just like, are you going to pick up the ball? Are you going to sweep? Are you going to allow the player to come in and nearly score? So I'm giving him a 3. Tierney, I love the boy to death, and you know I'm going to get his name on the back of my shirt at the first opportunity. However, didn't have a great he didn't have a great game. Yes, he had a block, but and yes, he was partly at fault for one of the goals. It was a second goal. However, it wasn't his best game, and to be fair, as I mentioned so many times today, he didn't have any cover. He had no cover, so he was exposed. I'm going to give him a 5. Mari, don't know what happened to him today. For me, he was non-existent. Didn't deal with Antonio at all. He gets a 2. Chambers, the best defender today. Great crossing. I'd give him a 6. Luiz, he has mistakes in him almost every single game. You know, with him, it's either he's really good or he's really bad. Today, he gets a 2. Partey, not his best game. He is partly at fault for West Ham's first goal. However, he made Xhaka look good. So I'll give him a 5. Xhaka, he gets a 2. Practically non-existent. I forgot part of the time that he was actually there. He gets a 2. Saka, He had a couple of great chances, but he got nabbed. Is it burnout? I don't know, but he gets a 5. Odegaard, man of the match for me. He gets an 8. Um, his crossing is, his crossing is great. His vision is great. He's not scared to go at players. I think he had a hand in one of the goals as well. I give him an 8. Aubameyang 0, nowhere to be seen. Didn't protect Tierney on the left if he was on the left, which I assume that he was today. Again, I don't know whether it's the money that's gone to his head, or he's just tired, or he's got his cars on his mind. I don't know. Gets a 0. Lacazette scored a great goal, scored a great header. I thought he scored our first goal, but he had a hand in it, if you like. I think he's better of the two between him and Aubameyang. I'd give him a 7. Arteta today, I'll give him a 2. What's this? Midfield can't defend or run the game. Partey saw 3 times that Xhaka was out of position and tried to cover for him. There you go.
And I haven't heard Apollo say one thing bad about Tierney, and Tierney was awful. That's why I don't understand the.
He wasn't awful.
Tierney didn't have a great game. Tierney didn't have a great game.
No, stop saying Xhaka. It's actually, the guys are getting annoying, frankly. I'm going to be serious about that, which is, let's not just pick on one player and talk about Abba, for example, Apollo. What the hell did Abba do?
Let me finish my ratings. Let me finish my rating. Where was I? Can you bring up the players again, please, Apollo? Thank you. Yes, so he gets a 7. Arteta, he gets a 2 for me. Reason being that there are players that he could have chosen today, but he didn't. There was no Gabriel. There was ESR wasn't starting. Pepe wasn't starting, and I don't know whether. I'm glad Willian didn't come on, but I do question whether he's got there is nepotism or favoritism towards certain players, and I just think that the way he set the team up today, it was all wrong. He gets a 2. Subs. I can't really rate the subs. Maybe Pepe for his assist for Lacazette. I give him 5 for that. But the other 2, I can't really. I'm not gonna rate them because they weren't on the pitch long enough. So I can't really give him a halfway mark for that. But today's performance, first half, dreadful. You can't get away with it. You can't get away with saying our performance in the first half was dreadful. It was absolutely poor. Sorry, we were playing like a counter-attacking team. We don't counter-attack. What we do is we go for the kill from the first.
Ebony, do you know what that first half reminded me of? Do you remember them games under Wenger when we used to get battered in the first 20 minutes of a game and we'd lose the game 6-0 or something, like Chelsea that time? Do you remember them games there? That's what it reminded me of. We went back to Wenger days, like when we used to get hammered early. That's what it reminded me of so bad. I was fuming, man. Like, what is this? I swear down, I put in the comments, when you lot were watching the game, I put in the comments that he's literally the worst manager I've ever seen in my lifetime at Arsenal. And I was born in 1984, so that lets you, and I've supported Arsenal my whole life. Since I could watch football, I supported Arsenal. So that lets you know how long we're talking here. And I know we only had George Graham and Bruce Rioch other than Wenger. But this guy is the worst, man. Our league position is unacceptable. I don't care who you are. If you're an Arsenal fan, this league position is unacceptable right now. The football we're playing, like a lot of the time, is unacceptable. The team selections are unacceptable. Like, we can see clear as day that certain times Pepe should be starting. ESR should have started today. We just know what players are on form. We ain't got a game till the 4th of April. So why are we starting with these? Is it the 4th of April, our next game? I think it is. Why are we starting with these dead players, boy? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The comment says, "Preach, Danny. I'll always be a supporter of Arsenal and back whoever's at the helm. However, it is clear to see that Arteta just lacks the necessary experience to be the manager of such a big club." And I do think he's got positives, but you have to analyze the fact, that our league performances this year have been awful, horrendous. Like, you can't excuse that fact. I don't know what you guys think, but me personally, I just think this is unacceptable as an Arsenal fan. And there might be positives, but you could say that about anything. Look what David Moyes, his opposing manager, is getting out of that dead West Ham team. So don't tell me we ain't got the squad, we ain't got this and that, because it's not true. We just ain't got the good manager. That's all it is. We ain't got the manager. More
we have some ratings up. So whenever we read these ratings, we have some ratings up.
What's that?
Those are your ratings on the screen, aren't they, Danny?
Yeah, they're my ratings. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna blame Arteta for today. Arteta can legislate for player errors, and these errors.
Yeah, but what about the other 11 times or the 11 times we've lost?
Let's talk about the last 6 games.
We've had too many.
Wait. But think about it. Think about this. You can't legislate for Xhaka passing the ball against Burnley. You can't legislate for Ceballos making the mistakes that he makes.
He can, right? Because he picks them.
Wait.
You can legislate, bruv.
You can't legislate for Sterling scoring a goal between David Luiz and somebody else on a header when he's 5'2". You can't legislate for all these errors.
But we've lost 11 games in the league.
No.
11 games, man.
Danny.
West Ham today when we should have battered them, fam. Like, we should be battered. We should be swiping West Ham aside. We should be swiping Burnley aside. We should be swiping all these teams we're getting roasted by. It's like we beat Tottenham the other day, and we said, all right, lads, job's done. We don't have to worry for the rest of the season. No, put in the same performance all the time. Pick the right team, you Lego head. Come on, bruv. This guy's washed out, fam.
So, Danny, there is no right team. And here's why there's no right team. Wait. There's only a right team when your best 11 players are substantially better than everyone else on your team.
We can see that there's 11 players in this side that are better than the guys that he keeps putting in.
So give an example. So here's the example. So Saka is supposed to be one of our best players this season. So if you bench Saka and play Pepe, you're going to have disagreement amongst the fan base. If you bench
Abba, because he's been off form for 3 games.
No, you will have disagreement. Trust me. No, Danny, you may think that way, but it's not the case. Okay, if you watch on the forums,
certain fans will moan.
Yes, exactly.
Win the game.
So that means you don't necessarily have a best team because there's very few positions on the team. Apart, say Leno, for example. There's no dispute about Ryan versus Leno. We're gonna say Leno, right? There's dispute about center forward. There's dispute about right wing. There's dispute about left wing. There's dispute about Odegaard playing instead of Smith Rowe. There's dispute about every single position on the team, apart from goalkeeper.
I don't care about all that. I don't care because a lot of fans, they don't like. For me, I have my opinion. You have your opinion. We all have our own opinions, innit? Yeah. But right. I'm saying there's certain consensus issues to do with the stuff that this manager does that the vast majority of fans can see. We all knew Saka is off form. We all know that Orba is off form. Yeah. We all know that. We all know that Mari is not better than Gabriel right now. At one point, Mari was looking like our best defender, but right now we know Gabriel is better. There's certain consensus issues. Bertram, you know I'm talking the truth, and I know you like Saka, but everyone knows Saka is not good enough for Arsenal, fam. We should have sold him 2 years ago.
Danny, we agree with that, but here's the thing: there's no consensus on Abba not playing. I'm telling you, because when Abba didn't play the other day, it was a big thing in the press. Forget about just Arsenal fans in the pundits saying they would have played him.
Pundits
but you can't call the pundits. They're like us. They can call us idiots. They say fans don't know what they're talking about.
Won a penalty the other day. They're idiots, bruv. That was a blatant penalty, man. The man flew into him with a fly kick.
But even Laka seemed to suggest that it wasn't a penalty. When you heard Laka talk about
it, he didn't say that. He said
he was lucky. Yes, if you say you're lucky, that means you're getting a great penalty.
He said he was lucky to get a good decision. That's not the same as saying it weren't a penalty. You see how man twists the narrative?
No. If you say you're lucky to get something, that means you're not convinced that it's supposed to be. If you're lucky, that means you're not convinced.
Anyone watching that, who doesn't have doo-doo in their eyes, can see that my man fly kicked into Lacazette. He didn't actually kick him, but his momentum took Lacazette down. So at the end of the day, if we don't get the ball in that situation, it's a foul or a penalty if it's in the box. Simple. End of discussion. That's it anyway. That's old news. I'm talking about Arteta now, This guy is not doing the job properly. He's not doing... Emery got better results than him, Wenger got better results than him. I don't know about Lundberg, how he would have done, but either way, he weren't the answer either. I'm telling you now, if we had a good manager in charge, we would not be finishing 10th, 11th in the league. We wouldn't have lost 11 games this season. Like, you can make it.
Who would you have as manager, though, Danny? Who would you have as manager?
I would like. I've gone on record a number of times, and said if we don't get someone experienced, like I don't even really think Allegri would be good because his communication will be bad, But if we can't get someone experienced, I would say go for someone like Julian Nagelsmann from RB Leipzig. Because if you look at the teams he produces, the amount he gets out of young players, the type of football he plays, and the fact he's like a young upcoming German manager, I think he would suit us a lot more than someone. And he's got experience. He's been a manager for like 7 years or something now. He's got way more experience than Arteta. So I think someone like him would do a better job than Arteta personally.
Well, look, if you play against a top 4 team, they have you down 3-0 at halftime, and you draw with them, they're a top 4 team. Let's not have any ambiguity about that perspective. They're a top 4 team. You draw 3 with them, and you're down in the second half, you're doing something okay. No matter what fans want to think, if you play against a top 4, think about this, a top 4 team. They're top 4 because they've beaten a lot of teams during the season. And in the second half, they weren't on the pitch at all. You destroy them, and you are number 10 team.
They're top 4 because Liverpool have been plagued by injuries.
No, Danny, no. Danny, top 4.
Yeah. Look at
the Chelsea for crying. They're top 4 because
Liverpool have been inconsistent this season.
They're top 4 because Chelsea were washed under Frank Lampard. That's why they're top 4. They're not top 4 side. West Ham aren't a top 4 side, bro. When have they ever finished top 4? Never.
You're the record. You're
top 4 due to luck.
Did Leicester win the league, Danny? Did Leicester win the league?
What? Yeah, they did. Yeah, and they're a top 4 side.
Wait. Is Leicester? No. Is Leicester a top 6 team? In terms of how we think about top 6. Is Leicester a top 6 team?
Yeah, they are.
Really? Are they a top 6 club? Or are they finishing top?
They are now. They've become a top 6 club. Yeah.
So definitely. Why would you think that West Ham is not? Because their history suggests that they are not. You are where your position say you are.
We all can see that Liverpool being damaged by injuries this year. We as Arsenal fans know.
Danny, you are where you are, Danny. Forget about injuries and all that. This year, just like last year was exceptional.
We're 10th.
Yes.
We're 10th. If you are, yes, we are. We're 10th.
Yes, Danny. But we just drew with a top 4 team. We scored 3 goals in the second half. We could have scored 6 goals. We came back from being 3 down.
I couldn't
care less. That you did something right.
We didn't score 3.
We didn't score 3.
I can't believe I'm the voice of reason here.
Yeah, I can't. We will switch this.
But to be fair to West Ham, though, West Ham have been playing well this season. But then other teams are. But then you have to consider, other teams around West Ham have actually dropped points because of inconsistency. It's not even just about injuries. Every single team, including Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, us, every single team in the league has been inconsistent. I remember Liverpool fans last season, we're gonna retain the league. Where are they now?
Ebony, when you look at them, they've had disgusting injuries this season. Their injuries have been jokes. Like, it's been a joke thing. So they've lost their whole defense, and they've had to play Henderson and Fabinho, their 2 midfielders, in defense. Do you see what I mean? So
Danny, what happened when Liverpool played Aston Villa when they had all their players? What was the score?
7-2.
Oh, okay. Okay, they're the entire team, right?
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is this. Here's the point I'm trying to make. I told Apollo at the beginning of the season, I've said it in this forum, I think I said it in the Premier League forum, I said it's going to be the most difficult season ever and the most competitive season ever in the league for a number of different reasons. One was because of the pandemic and people not being able to buy. 2 was because, you know what? Everybody got better. All the teams got better. No one is scared of anyone anymore. Injuries are always part of the equation in terms of getting injuries. And yes, I agree with Liverpool in terms of their situation, but West Ham has played about, 30 games? And then the top 4. That means what? You know what? Your record is what your record is. And if we use the excuse that everybody just talked about, which is all these things that happen. But you know what? Pepe got sent off. Xhaka got sent off. Xhaka make a bad pass in somebody's chest. You can make excuses all day. But I agree with you, Danny. Your record says where you are. Now, I've said Arteta out, not because I don't think Arteta is a good manager. And in fact, the more I see what we're doing, the more encouraged I get. Here's why. So beginning of the season, our defense was stellar, and our offense was abysmal. Since Smith Rowe came in to play with Saka and play with Laka, that game that we won, you've seen a change. We played Chelsea. You've seen a change and a pivot since that game through now. Offensively, we're creating chances. We're scoring goals. But defensively, not sure what happens. It's not been the same. We haven't had Partey for the whole season. Our defense keep going in and out between Gabriel, Luiz, Mari, all these different people. Holding, who played and now seem to be gone, no longer playing. We need to have a consistent run of games with the same team for a while, with no injuries out there for me to see exactly what we have. I agree. Xhaka, it's time for Xhaka. His time has expired. He needs to go. We got to get a better player. I don't disagree. But I also think the same of Aubameyang. Except we can't get rid of Abba even if we wanted to. Because he makes $350 a week and nobody's going to take him for $350 a week. So same thing we have with Ozil is what we have created with Abba, which we would have had with Sanchez. The players who are off the 30, that's why Chelsea have their policy. Don't give them no 3-year contract after 30. William got 3-year contract. Abba has 3-year contract. Don't give them 3-year contract. That's why Chelsea the policy does. Because at some point, you hit a wall and you go in the opposite direction.
I don't agree. I think it's completely unacceptable. Like you say, the position you are is the position you are. We're 10th in the league, solidly 10th as well. Not even like unluckily 10th. Like you can say, yeah, we had unluckiness in these games and that, but every single team in the league that are down there can say that, man. It's not acceptable for Arsenal Football Club. And I know what you're saying. Yeah, we can go back to the 70s and that, and we were whack. Yeah, we can go back to the early 80s and we were cack as well. Yeah, but now we're Arsenal and we've set a standard to achieve a certain level, and we're not hitting that level, and we're 10th in the league. And our defense was stellar at the beginning of the season. You know why? This is what people don't clock, and I've said it repeatedly. Our defense was so good because he removed players from the attack and put them in the defense. If you fill up your defense, just like Jose Mourinho when he used to play a back 10, yeah, a back 10 and a front and a goalkeeper, yeah, he ain't conceding no goals because there's no space to score goals. Same reason why our defense was so tight is because we had no attacking players. As soon as we start attacking again, what happens? 3 goals against West Ham in the first half an hour. That's what happens, bro. As soon as we started attacking, have you noticed how our defense isn't as good as anymore? Because
so Danny.
No, wait, yeah. We are not in an acceptable position, regardless of anything. And if you look at any successful team, if Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Liverpool finish 10th in the league at this current state, maybe Liverpool would allow it because their owners are Americans who don't know about football the same way, yeah? But any of those other teams I mentioned finish 10th in the league, yeah? Dead. You're gone.
So I think wait. I think you're.
I'm not American, but I
love the arrogance. I forgot. Wait. I love the arrogance of the English, which is it invented football and haven't won the World Cup since 1966. I love the arrogance, right?
When's the last time America won the World Cup?
I know it's a different kind of football. They didn't care about football. They just started caring about football.
When's the last time? I don't know. What's another big country? Russia. When have they won the World Cup? They love football.
They're not a big country. They only have nuclear weapons. They're not a big country.
Well, how many people live in Russia? You know how many people live in Russia? When's the last time Australia did well at the World Cup?
The question is how you define a big country. That's
what I'm saying. I'm saying these American owners, they don't know
guys, let me say this for the 100th time. I actually have a British passport, but I don't use it because my American won't get me to more countries. But anyway, but I do have a British passport, just for your knowledge.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either. But yeah.
And since I can't go to Europe anymore by just walking through the gates, I don't need it anymore. I can't go to Europe. I got to go show my ID. It doesn't make any sense. But no, to be serious though, look, I think the American owners think about being long-term investors, right? They believe in securing their money. I ain't
and
Liverpool fans.
pulling money out, taking their money out, yeah, and securing
It's
their
an
family.
investment. It's an investment.
Yeah.
It's not a hobby.
Yeah, bruv, this is football. The worst investment you can ever make is in football. Like, you have to be in there for. This is like a long-term stock bond or something. Like, you're gonna have to stay there for a whole generation or something to make any money at all. It's pointless. His family own Walmart. Our owner. His wife owns Walmart.
The wife's the heir of Walmart. Yeah.
And he's got that 7 billion himself. What do you need Arsenal for, fam? Piss off. You know what I mean? Like, look what you're doing to us.
Yeah, but here's what British fans don't understand. I know that they think they own the fans in England, because I was born in England. I follow English football a lot. I know fans, they think they own the team, but you don't anymore. That's the old days. The teams are owned by foreign owners.
I don't think we own the team at all. I just know about football, and I know that what these men do when they come here. Look at Man United since the Glazers came. Look at Liverpool now. Yeah, they're doing well, but that's in spite of their owners, Klopp and their recruitment team have done that. Yeah, you look at Arsenal, you look at Aston Villa when the American owners were there. Horrible. They just ruined
but guys, football is cyclical, right? It's cyclical, which is, apart from Real Madrid and Barcelona and maybe Bayern, who have no competition in their country, the Premier League is where it is, because you know what? It's the best league in the world. Think about the 80s when Serie A was the best league, right? Everybody want to go to the best league. Serie A was the best league in the 80s. That's where everybody went. Right?
Yeah, and the 90s.
And early 90s. The Premier League now is the best league. So everybody want to invest here, be part of this, want the notoriety, and want the appreciation of their assets. So, look, you should be happy that these people are investing in your country, because you know why? You get to get the best players and see the best football. England football is to be boring. Who want to watch somebody kick the ball 40 yards and can't pass the ball and can't control and can't beat a man? Football has changed in England. I'm shocked when I hear English people say, you know what? He has how many dribbles? What dribble? English football didn't have dribbles. You guys, if you dribble, they complain and didn't play you. Think about the players who were skillful, that played for, what's his name? Played for Letitia, that played for Southampton. Those players couldn't get into the England team because they could dribble, but they didn't run back. They couldn't put in a tackle. The game has changed. So English football, you can't have it both ways. You can't want the aesthetic football, the great football, sit at home, enjoy football.
I beg to differ with you, bro.
Say again, Danny?
2022 seasons in the Champions League, I think Arsene Wenger would beg to differ with you. Like, I grew up knowing Arsenal as one thing, and even Bruce Rioch, I remember Bruce Rioch came in, he got sacked for finishing fifth, fifth.
Yeah, but the things have changed, right? Wenger said this, which is, we didn't have appreciation for finishing fourth. I was saying Wenger had to go because we want to win. Now we'd be glad if we finish top four. Now top four is a prize. It's not even winning anymore, because we're not close to winning, frankly. We've gone from first to second to third to fourth.
We're not going to win with Lego Head.
To eight
we're not
to
win.
10.
We're not going to finish in top four with Lego Head either.
I think Arteta, well, I'm going to say this. He's not getting fired. So we all need to get on board. He's not getting fired. Not happening.
I actually, you know what? I mean, in spite of what we have, and, you know, bearing in mind that, you know, Arteta is a young manager. I mean, he's what, 30, he'll be 39 this year. And given that, you know, what he has at his disposal, you know, he's doing the best that he can. And, you know, and if he did say in his interview, because I couldn't listen to it because I was here, you know, if he did say that there's certain players that didn't follow the plan today, he has to have the balls to say, look, you didn't follow the plan, you're dropped. You didn't follow the plan, you're dropped. But what we see time and time and time again, and this is why I question, so I'm not Arteta out. I'm not Arteta out. However, I do question some of his decisions. I do question some of his tactics. I do question some of his selections. And he has to have the, you know, he didn't bring on Willian today, which is what I'm glad about. But sometimes his starting 11, you know, I am baffled. Although I did actually contradict myself, and I hold my hands up and say that, you know, I did say I like the starting lineup. And as we got into the game, it's just like, oh, we're missing some tricks here. But, you know, Arteta needs to question his own decisions, and he needs to have the balls to drop certain players. And, you know, if you go back to when Aubameyang wasn't playing, he has to go back to that, because if you're not playing well, you should be dropped. Aubameyang has not been playing well for the past, 6 months, if that. He needs to be dropped. He needs to fight for his place again. I don't care if he's captain. I don't care if he's on £350,000 a week. He needs to be dropped. He needs to start bringing in Martinelli. He can do himself a favour and start dropping Louise. Louise is 34 years old. He ain't got the he doesn't have the legs anymore. He's got to start. He's got to start questioning he's got to start questioning himself about his own decisions, and he has to be honest with himself.
He's not going to do that.
I'm looking at our record.
I know.
I'm looking at our record since Aubameyang joined us, between how we do with without Aubameyang. So winning percentage without Aubameyang is 64%. With Aubameyang is 49%. It's not even close.
I seen that stat the other day.
That's not a good stat to have if you're Aubameyang.
Because you know why? When you've got Aubameyang, you have to play one way in it. You have to play quick turnovers, get forward quickly, and then cut it across the box. And then he's going to be there to bang it in. If we watch his Dortmund career, that's what he did the whole time, man. That's what he's done loads of us. That's why he was better when Ozil was here, because Ozil will break through the lines and pass the ball across to him. But yeah, that's obvious. Obviously, I feel like we're one-dimensional when we play with Aubameyang, and with Lacazette, he's an unpredictable player, so you're going to get.
And he holds the ball up better.
Well, I think
Aubameyang's not a fighter, bro. That's the problem with Orba as well. He's not really a fighter. With Lacazette, even Pepe, players like that, I see the fight in them. They want to scrap with you. Do you know what I mean? Where Aubameyang, he sort of jumps out of everything. He don't really want to back into you, hold you off, use the strength. Like, he's a big guy, but he don't play like it. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
He's not a fighter.
This Facebook user said, "Can you post it again? William would have been good in this game."
No, that's William. No, that's William.
Really?
That's William on Facebook. That's invaded the chat.
Delete
this
now.
Get out of here.
That's the same person that said. I think the same user that says Mari is our best defender. I'm not sure what. That's what Danny. That's what I'm telling you, Danny. There's no consensus, Danny, on anything. There's no consensus on anything. Even somebody think William would have been better today. I don't think so. I think William. Look, I'm not gonna knock William, right? I think William just had a bad season. Like Abba, they should be on the bench watching because they're not playing well. I'm not gonna say they're bad footballers. They're just not playing well, and they're not contributing to the team in a plus way. You look at stats and you say, what's a plus minus for the player? They're more negative than positive. And if you're more negative than positive, no matter what your reputation is, you should be on the bench because there are people on the bench who can play. It's not like we don't have substitutes or players who can take their position. Pepe and Martinelli can do as well as William and Abba does. The problem for Arteta is that he can't drop Abba.
No,
he can, and he has.
Guys. It's like Lampard with Chelsea and what he went through when he dropped certain players. And he sort of lost the dressing room. Wait. So you think about what's in that place center half for Chelsea? I forgot his name now. The German player.
Werner and Havertz, when he dropped them, I know what you're saying.
No, not just Havertz. The centre half now who's playing regularly. Rudiger, right? So think about people like Rudiger, who wasn't even in the team, was going to leave to go to Tottenham. So they have all these players. When you're a team where the players are very close in ability, and you don't play certain players that play in the same team, it creates dissension. Because you always think that you should be playing versus the player. If there's a big difference in the ability of the players, then you more accept being on the bench versus the player. If not, and the player's not playing well, it's a problem. If Abba is the captain, he's your goal scorer from last year. He makes 350. The press and certain fans believe that, you know what, he should play, and you drop him consistently. He's going to be negative. He's going to have his clique. And when I have it, it's hard to manage.
No,
so
you're right, Burton. You're right, yeah. You can't drop him permanently, but what you can do is you can do what managers have done historically in football and they still do now, which is take him out of the team to protect him. Like you hear stories about Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, yeah. They used to drop players, but then the player will feel better about being dropped than if they were playing. They'll be like, I really need you for this game in 2 weeks, though. And like the player will come out feeling like, yeah, he really needs me. Like, but with Orba, he needs a period out of the team to be able to come back with his consistency. I feel like constantly putting players in certain times don't work. Certain players need that, innit? But Orba, he's proven that if you keep throwing him in when he's not on it, he just doesn't get his form back, man. Like, he just needs he needs a couple of games or something out of the team. Let him play in Europe. You know how we were rotating strikers before? Wenger dropped him a couple of times and played Lacazette instead. So I feel like you can do that with Orba. You don't need to drop him for weeks. You don't need to drop for months. Just a couple of games, and then let him come back in. Let him come on as a sub in a couple of games. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't fit into the team, Danny. I hate to tell people this, but they're not listening. He doesn't fit into the team. The Premier League football has changed. The only player play like Abba is Vardy, but Vardy plays both ways.
But Vardy's a fighter. That's what I just said.
Think about it. Most forwards like Kane, Ollie Watkins, they play both ways. Laka is slow, part of Laka's problem. He can't get better defense, but those players play both ways. They can hold the ball up. They can beat a man if they have to. They can get into the channels. They can score goals. Abba is one-dimensional. That's why he doesn't work really well. The kids need people to ping the ball off them. Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Pepe. That's why they look so good when they play together, because they are skillful. They can play in close quarters. They can make a pass, very cute pass. They can beat a man. He can't do that. So today, watching the game, I'm saying to myself, I bet when they pass in the ball, it goes in a hole, it doesn't come back out. Same thing I say, same thing happened. He's not comfortable playing that way. As you said at Dortmund, and when he played in other leagues, he was a focal point. You play the ball between the lines, you get something, and you go score. The Premier League requires you to be a multi-dimensional player, not one-dimensional. That's why he struggles. And to me, he shouldn't start, right? Maybe you want to bring him on for 10, 15 minutes, but it won't work because he's the captain. You have to be concerned about culture, about harmony in the team. That's part of the whole equation of having a good team, which is, how do I make everyone feel like they're part of the team, want to work for the team? If you change that materially, you're going to have problems.
Yeah, I agree.
Kez says it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that we were making excuses for Orba. Play down the middle, not getting service, etc. He doesn't fit our style of play. And then and then Apollo says Vardo will run himself into the ground every game. The problem with Orba is that he's not switched on for all of the matches. Remember, he scored 8 goals in his last 9 games. And what would it take for Arteta to drop these favourite players that are a hindrance to our performances? Why not give Martinelli? This is what I've been saying. This is what a lot of us have been saying in the group. You know, it's like, when will Martinelli get a run of play?
I don't think he is. I don't think Arteta likes him. And in regards to Orba, I do think it can work, because we're quickly forgetting how amazing he has been certain times for us. And this season has ruined his numbers totally. But I do think we're forgetting who that player is. He's one of the top strikers in world football. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think he needs a different look. He needs a different look, and he needs a different treatment to bring the best out of him. I don't think playing him is working. I don't think sticking him on the left right now is working. I think just leave him out, let Lacazette play a few games, bring Orba in for the European games, you know what I'm saying? Let him find his feet again and bring him back in. But as in regards to Martinelli, Arteta clearly don't like him. Arteta clearly don't like certain players, innit? You just don't like them. He brings on Martinelli now because he knows the pressure from the fans is growing. There's been a lot of stuff on social media about Martinelli not playing, etc. He's had to answer questions in the press about it and stuff like that. So he's like, shit, I better play him just in case I start getting flack for not playing.
And it's this nepotism, if you like, that will.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's favoritism. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. He's got certain players that he likes. He's got certain players that he don't like, and they're gonna play. This is why I don't like him, though, man. Because I don't. You can't do that as a manager. Every manager's got players they prefer, but the best managers, what they do is they make everyone feel important. Like I said in a couple of shows ago, Alex Ferguson used to play people like Tom Cleverley and Wes Brown and win leagues. John O'Shea. You know what I'm saying? Players like that and win leagues with them. And we're moaning because you can't even get the best out of Willian, who was Chelsea's best player last year. You can't get the best out of Martinelli, who was one of our best players last year. You can't get the best out of Aubameyang, who was one of our best players for the last 3 seasons. It's starting to be apparent. If we look at our creativity and our attacking players, we're not getting the best out of them.
So Andrew is saying that where's the coaching for Abba? What do you mean? How do you coach a 31-year-old to play football? There's no such thing. You are where you are when you're 31 years old. There's no more coaching can help you. Maybe positionally, yes, but not to control the ball, not to beat a man, not to make a pass. It's not happening. You are what you are at 31. Your career is almost over. There's no coaching happening. When we talk about coaching...
Thierry Henry didn't say that. He said when he went to Barcelona, Pep showed him loads of stuff.
No. He showed him his positioning, which is play wide, not to control the ball, not to make a pass. He coached him about playing wide on the line like he did with Sterling and Mahrez to open the field up or running between the lines. There's a difference between that in terms of coaching versus how I control the ball, how I make a pass, how I head a ball. That's not happening. I don't see that happening.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, yeah, but you can definitely get more out of Auba. You telling me you can't get more out of Auba? Come on. Are you telling me that?
No. I'm telling you, he's a liability. I keep telling you guys this from last year. This is not a first-year thing I'm talking about. When he was scoring the goals, I was still challenging, like, he can't. I'm the one who keeps saying way back when he can't pass. He can't pass. He's not moving right. He can't hold the ball up. Those are fundamentals of a forward. You can't do that. You're not a complete. He's a great goal scorer, but you have to make a choice, which is, do I just take the goals and forget everything else, or do I want a complete player? And I hear people on AFTV and other channels talking about he's better than Harry Kane, he's this, because you're friends of his. And I understand if you're a friend, you can't knock your friend. But let's not compare Abba to Harry Kane. They're not in the same zip code, frankly. There is no comparison between the players. So, look, you have a choice at Abba, right? You want the goals, you can get goals if you can set him up. But if you want anything else, and it shows up in games like this, he gets shown up because you know why he gets shown up today? Because Laka is playing well. Because Odegaard is playing well. Because Saka wasn't losing the ball, even though Saka wasn't great.
Form, man. Bertram, he's off form.
I can't hear you.
Looking at him.
You
can see looking at Auba today, he's not playing on form. Like, this is not the number one Auba. He's not.
I keep going out, sorry.
Wow, someone's saying Liverpool is S-word. Anyway, like, Auba is not playing well. Like, this is not the Auba when he's on fire, and he's like, he hasn't been playing well all season. He's just having a bad year. Do you know what I'm saying? And you don't know what's happened. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you know that thing about his mum recently. I wouldn't be surprised if that ain't been going on all year, to be honest, because he don't look like himself. He don't look like the Auba of last year. I tell you that much. The Auba that was cheekily running around the outside of Chelsea's defense and then tripping the keeper. He ain't been doing none of that.
Danny, go back and watch the tapes. I'm telling you guys, go back and watch the tapes. So you put Zoom in his box and he scored that goal. I've said this from last year. Go back and watch the tapes. I watch game. You know what I do sometimes? I just watch a game for fun, just to feel the nuances in the game. Not just watch the game because I'm enjoying it. Just watch the game to see strategy. Just watch the game for the intricacies of the players, to watch how the players move, how they position themselves, how they run off the ball, how they tackle, and watch the game without the bias, because there's a lot of bias in this forum, and watch the game just to observe the game. Look for the strategy in the game, not just to enjoy the game. Because when you enjoy the game and you're emotive, you don't really get to understand the game as well. It's when you sit down and watch it with an objective perspective. Please be objective and not biased.
Always be objective.
We don't always objective.
I think most Arsenal fans. I think most Arsenal fans are objective when it comes to.
No, they're not. They all hate Xhaka.
No. I can. I can look at Aubameyang and say that, you know, he's not the complete player that we so desire up front. He doesn't fight for the ball. He's not the best crosser. You know, he's one of these players whereby you have to feed him for him to get, you know, for him to come into light.
So hear what Apollo says, which I think makes sense.
He's basically a poacher. He's basically almost like a poacher.
No, but think about this as well, yeah, Bertram. Going back to what you just said about non-objectivity and look at Xhaka and all that. You've just said today that you've come to the realization that Xhaka is not the one and we should get rid of him.
No, Danny. I've always said that. I've always said that. This is not today.
You've been like, but everyone hates Xhaka, like, because we can see how dead he is, bro. We can see that this guy turns slower than milk. Get the ball turns slower than milk.
Okay, guys, you know the great thing about this whole thing? They are all recorded. All these things are recorded. You can go watch them. I've always said Xhaka is not the answer. However, when he plays for Arsenal, I'm going to support him because he's an Arsenal player. Just like I say, Arteta should have been out a while ago, but he will not get fired. I'm going to support Arteta until we make a decision. He's on my team. I'm going to support my team. I'm not going to get Xhaka.
I support my team, but I'm not blind, and I'm not going to be
I'm not biased. People are biased to Tierney. They're biased to Saka. I've always said Saka doesn't score goals. He doesn't score goals. He's played, about 30 games this season? He's not scoring the rate that you need to score. He's like 1 in 6, 1 in 5. That's not good enough for playing up front. It's just not. That's why I'm saying I'm not biased, because even though Saka is an exceptional player, he doesn't produce enough. And that's why Abba gets to play, because he scores goals. Now, he hasn't scored a lot this season. But I understand why Arteta plays him, because we haven't had the consistent goal scoring from the team that we did. Our midfield doesn't score. Saka doesn't score. Pepe should be playing more because he scored goals. And Pepe has been playing better because Pepe now realized how to play football. He now runs back, he defends, he puts in a foot. He never used to do that. He would play and watch himself and turn the ball over continuously. He turns the ball over less. He's running back more. He's a more complete player. That means he's being coached. Abba cannot be coached to me because he's 31 years old, and what is it? And plus, Abba has an attitude.
I just think he needs to rediscover his form. He's a top quality player, man.
I think he can be coached again in certain aspects. I mean, you're never too old to be coached, and you're never too experienced to be coached. I mean, even experienced people can be coached in order to regain some kind of form that they lost.
I agree with both of you. You know, I agree that he can. He maybe he can't be like coached and taught new tricks. He can't be taught to back into a man and stuff like that. Yeah, but Bertram, you just said Henry agreed that you can be coached positionally and stuff like that. So if you take Orba and teach him to move in certain areas and take up certain areas in the pitch and tell him to run at players like how he's got it in his locker to do. Yeah, to get the ball from deeper and run at players, because that's what he's not been doing this season, and that's been the massive difference that I've noticed. He's been trying to pick the ball up right at the top of the pitch and trying to cut inside, and you ain't got no space to do that. Teams have clocked how to block him out. So what he needs to do is come back deeper on the pitch, pick the ball up from deeper and run at players, and he hasn't been doing that all year, and I think that's why we're not seeing the Orba that we all know.
So here's why I love Odegaard. So I watch Mbappe plays, and I watch Neymar plays, and I rate both players. Let me tell you something. I watched Mbappe play the other day. He only started running back late second half when he felt concerned they were going to lose. He didn't run back or play any defense for the entire game. You cannot do that in the Premier League. So if he goes to Liverpool, you will see him change his game because you know what? You can't just watch your teammates go tackle and say, you know what? Give me the ball when you win it. The Premier League is very unforgiving. Those who don't run back, that's why I didn't like Ozil, are showing up, no matter how great you are. That's why I've been interested to see Messi in the Premier League, because when you don't run back and play any defense, you're showing up, and it's not a pleasant sight. And people here are very unforgiving. So, look, Abba will play, and we continue to play, regardless of how his form is, because he's the captain. He played well in the previous 2 years before this year. And the coach will play no matter how badly he's doing. Now, he pulled him off today, which was interesting, right? So you needed a goal, you pulled the goal scorer off. That means the manager reached his final end and say, you know what, I can't carry him anymore. I need a goal, but he's not going to be my answer. I got to pull him out, which is rare to pull out a striker when you need a goal, right? Because he came out when we were down 3. He came up when we were down 3-2, and Pepe came on and made the assist to Lacazette, which is interesting for your captain and goal scorer to be pulled off at a time in the game. So Arteta realized this, but he also has to balance harmony with the team versus how do I take off my player who now is going to be a problem child? How do I manage those two things? I don't envy being Arteta, because it's difficult to manage a situation where you have big egos, people make a lot of money, and you have people who are playing at similar levels. That's very difficult to manage. So I'm probably saying Ceballos burned me. Odegaard already has a number of better games in short spell than Ceballos ever did for us. Incredible technique. We need more players who go after it like he does. Now, look, Arteta has been smart also. So he's decided he wants Odegaard, and he's playing him from day one every minute. So he's telling Odegaard, basically, this is your team. You can come and join us. So it'd be interesting to see what Odegaard does after the season, because Arteta is showing him that he loves him, and when a coach loves you, and the coach in the other team that you were with, your team that you're supposed to be with, Real Madrid doesn't love you, he may decide, you know what? Why would I want to go to Arsenal? I get to play every game, even though I'm short term. The manager loves me. He's always playing me. I may decide to push to get a transfer. I don't think it's going to happen, but that may be part of Arteta's strategy also.
Maybe, but it's whether Real Madrid win.
No. Listen, if Odegaard's healthy, we play him every single game.
Odegaard's our best player. Sorry, he's our best player. Yeah. He's our best player.
He's one of them.
No, he's our best player. Who's a better player than Odegaard?
I said he's one of them.
Well, Gabriel and Saka and all that are good, but I think Odegaard is the best player on the team.
And ESR.
How many games have Odegaard get less than a 5 grade since he joined us? A 5 grade. How many games has he got less than a 5 when we grade him for his game that he plays? How many games does he get less than a 5? I can't recall.
None.
Huh? I haven't given him less than a 5.
No, not at all. But like, if you look at it like this, yeah, he's definitely one of our best players, yeah. But if you look at, this is my problem altogether, yeah. Like, this is the last thing I'm going to say with it. Like, if you look at Odegaard, because his hair looks like Lego Pro Lover. That's why I call him Lego Head. And then that's throwing me off big time. But what was I going to say? Yeah, like if we look at the talent we have in this squad, this is my issue. Yeah, if we actually look at the talent, yeah, Pepe, Martinelli, Saliba, Gabriel, Leno, Tierney, Cedric, or whoever you want to put there, Partey, those players, yeah. If you just look at that list of players, Aubameyang, Lacazette, if you look at that list of players, 10th is an absolute disgrace to finish with that list of players that you have available to you. Torreira, Guendouzi, all these players we could have in the team. Wenger would not finish 10th with that side. Like, Wenger would not finish 10th with that side. Emery probably wouldn't finish 10th with that side. I just think it's a disgrace where we are in the league with that kind of talent. And you talk about Odegaard being our best player. Yes, he is, but he's one of many. We have so much talent in this squad. And where we are in the league doesn't reflect the level of player you see in our squad. I just think it's ridiculous where we are. And I think it's ridiculous and a joke thing, really, to me, that there's Arsenal fans that are accepting and like trust the process and give them time and all that, because any other big club, you lot are too used to mediocrity now. You lot have got used to mediocrity. You lot have got used to finishing mid-table. You lot have got used to losing games. You lot have got used to all of that, and then that's why you're happy to finish in mid-table now. And to give that time. That's why I'm not saying you lot personally. I'm saying Arsenal fans in general. Yeah, we're happy with mediocrity, and that's the biggest tragedy for me of all, is the fact of you can't see that we've got such a good team and we've got such a terrible, mismanaged club from the boardroom downwards. You get me? That's what I feel about this whole situation. I just feel like we've become used to just crap now. We're used to crap, and it saddens me. Like, we should be aiming higher than this. We should be aiming higher than this, and we shouldn't accept it. Support your team, yes. Support your team. Every time we go out, I want us to win, and that's what makes me so annoyed when we don't. And that's what makes me so annoyed when I see rubbish football, because I want to see that football that we grew up watching. Do you know what I mean? And we're not seeing that. We're seeing whack football, bro.
So this is where Arteta needs to look at himself.
So here's some positive news. Over the last 14 games, prior to today, we were in the top 4 based on the record, right?
I think.
Danny, listen. Wait. I understand, but listen, you're not listening. Listen, because that's what people say. Trust the process. Over the last 14 games, we're in the top 4. Second, you look at our record under Wenger, under Emery. So I'm giving you positives here. The only game this season I can think of where we got destroyed were.
I'd rather get
Let me finish, Danny. Let me finish. The only games that we have gotten destroyed, a couple of games, which is we played Man City, even though we lost 1-0, we're in the game. And we played Villa twice, we're in those games. But we have a better record against the top 6 than we did under Wenger, and then we did under Emery. Look at the top 6, how we play against top 6. We are much better than we did under those managers. And the last 14 games, we're doing really well. So if you want to take positives from the season so far, and that top 4 we're talking about here includes the mistake that we made against Burnley and some of the other teams that we could have gotten points from. So we can.
Man, where's your list? Can you lift it up?
Danny, if we're gonna criticize, we're gonna have solutions.
Not good enough.
So what's your solution, Danny? What's your solution?
The solution is to get a decent manager, a manager that's not shit.
Who are you thinking about?
I told you. I said already.
But we talk about get better manager. Now that's possible, right? We see Chelsea that when Lampard got pushed out, even though Tuchel had a better schedule than Lampard did, because in the last number of games that even though they haven't lost in the last 14 games,
Solskjaer shouldn't be manager either. He's rubbish as well.
Well, he just came. That was what I said. He just came from PSG.
A better manager would have won the league with that team.
Well, yeah, it would have done better when they lost in games that they've. But look, we can't just blame managers. Emery lost with PSG when they were up 4 goals.
You can. Listen,
but it's not always the manager, though.
I like this. That's it.
95 touches, 92% pass accuracy, 9 crosses.
You realize how that percentage accuracy exceptional that is? We're talking about someone who played at 10 and passing between the lines.
And he did it in the last game as well. He did it 97% in the last game. 97%.
This is why we need to buy him.
These are ridiculous stats for someone playing number 10 slot who's not making backward passes and sideways passes. who is passing the ball between the lines trying to split the defense, this is exceptional stats. These are exceptional stats. For someone who is making dangerous passes, so you should expect him to have like an 80% pass rate. If defense are cutting those passes out, not 93%, frankly. Now the 5-yard pass he makes improve the stats, but there are a lot of passes he makes where they're in dangerous positions. He's a very good player. It's very obvious, actually.
I want to see the key pass stats as well, because he's done a number of key passes I noticed today. Even the pass to Pepe I swear that was him. The pass to Pepe where Pepe crossed it across.
It was Pepe. He looked left and passed right. He does a lot of times, actually. And passes to Chambers also. Some of Chambers' passes came from his boot. Across and he paid. No, he's an exceptional football. It's very obvious. Arteta loves him. It's very obvious he loves him. And there's a reason why, because we're seeing it with our eyes. Our eyes do not lie.
5 key passes. See it there? That's unbelievable. That's like Ozil levels.
This is why we need to buy him. And we need to, but I think in order to buy Odegaard, we need to get rid of Xhaka. That's my concern. You know, it's like we have to.
There's plenty players.
We don't play the same positions, right? I mean, I wouldn't say it's a like-for-like exchange. Not a like-for-like exchange.
We should get rid of Xhaka anyway, even if we can't buy him. Like I don't want to see him no more, man.
We need a more athletic midfielder to play beside Partey and someone with more creativity to play in that 6 or 8 role, whatever we want to call it. But no, I agree Xhaka should go. I'm not. People think I'm a Xhaka fan. I'm a fan of Arsenal Football Club and all this. Even Abba. I'm a fan of Abba until he messes up. Then I curse him. But I'm a fan of him the next week he starts. I'm a fan when he starts, and I hope he scores every game.
Bertram, you're amazing.
No, I'm a fan of every player until they mess up, and then I curse them, and I go back the next week and say, please produce next time you're on the field. Because it doesn't make sense me cursing you all the time. That's just being negative. And even though I may sound negative,
someone's asking me a question to name my choice of players to be in the team consistently and formation if necessary. I think our formation is good, and obviously the players we have right now is Leno, Cedric at right back, Tierney at left back, Gabriel and Holden, if not Holden, Louise. Then the midfield is easy for me. It's right now you have to put Xhaka in there, which really winds me up, yeah. But it has to be Xhaka and Partey.
El Nene.
No, but El Nene. No, wait. El Nene is an energetic Xhaka. That's what El Nene is, but he's safer. He's
safer. He's safer.
No, right, cool.
I'd say El Nene and Partey.
I don't care about El Nene and Partey, and then like depending on form, the upfront players depend on form in it. But I would tend to go with Pepe, Saka, and Laka. And Odegaard in the number 10 or ESR. ESR can rotate in that front 3. ESR can rotate in the number 10, and Aubameyang can rotate with Laka, etc. Like, but that's our team, isn't it? That's our team.
So, what's your team, Ebony? I'm curious to hear about his team. I gotta go soon, but Ebony, what's your team?
Okay, I suppose Leno in goal. I prefer Martinez, but let's not go back to that. Tierney left back. I'd like to see Gabriel in the middle of the defense. Ideally, I want Saliba in the middle of defense as well. Right back, Mari, because he's about or maybe Chambers at right back because he can play there. Midfield,
Mari.
No, she didn't mean Mari. She misspoke.
Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric.
Cedric, you mean? Yeah.
Cedric, sorry, not Chambers, Cedric. Cedric at right back, not Chambers. Midfield, I'd rather have Partey partnering El Neni. I think Xhaka, he's got too many mistakes. I'm not saying that the team, other members of the team that have mistakes, but Xhaka is just too hot-headed for me. And he's one of these players that he will make mistakes to give the other team the advantage. Ceballos, I don't want him anywhere near my team. I don't want him. He can go back to Real Madrid or wherever he goes. I don't want him anywhere in my team. And then you've got Odegaard, you've got ESI, you've got Saka, and then you've got Laka. Aubameyang and Saka, as you said, Danny, they can rotate. But then I'd like to see Martinelli in there as well. Martinelli
rotate in as well.
So, Diomis, what's your team? That's gonna be interesting. Neomis, what's your team?
If I have to pick from all the Arsenal players that we have,
including those on loan,
wait, can I just say before you give your team?
Perfect.
Yeah. Before you give your team, I can. This is an impossible question to answer because form, like you could, like your team will change day to day on form, isn't it? Like, so you wouldn't play Auba right now, would you? But then when Auba's on form, you'd probably put Auba in the team, so you just can't really
rotate.
So we're saying everybody's on form. What's your team? Because Auba's not my team. Everybody's on form. What's your team? What's your team?
Okay.
Go ahead, Neil.
Well, I gave it. If everyone's on form, I'm putting El Neni over Xhaka all day long. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Go ahead, Neil.
I'd be Leno in goal, Tierney at left back, Saliba and Gabriel at centre back, Cedric at right back, El Neni and Partey in midfield. Then it would be Odegaard at the 10. Smith.
Wait. Are we talking about players we've got on loan as well? Because if that's
all the players available, including Odegaard, all the players
yes. I'm having Pereira on Partey.
Yes.
All day long. Pereira on Partey.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, and then I'll put Lacazette up top.
Who played in the wings? Smith Rowe, Odegaard. Yeah. Okay. So my team is Len goal, left back Tierney, left inside center back is Gabriel. To his right is Chambers. Right back is Saka. In the midfield, Chambers playing beside. This is my team. What you guys are saying?
Okay. Go on.
I have my reasoning for it. So Chambers is playing beside Gabriel. Saka is playing right back. In the middle, I have Partey and El Neni. I know Daddy's getting excited. I have Odegaard playing my 10. Odegaard playing my 10. Pepe playing on the right. Martinelli on the left, and Lacazette inside. So here's what you guys seem to miss, actually. As I said before, my players up. Wait, Danny. My players up front has to be
right back. You know.
Yeah, I did say Saka right back. I didn't stutter. So my players first has to be able to score goals. My wing back, my right and left back have to be able to overlap and create havoc for the team. They're almost playing like right wingers. My midfield, my number 10 has to be like an Odegaard creative. My two wide players have to be skillful, but also playing both ways. Martinelli and nowadays Pepe playing both ways. My center forward has to be able to hold the ball up, play off him, be able to score goals. So Martinelli is a goal scorer, Pepe is a goal scorer, Odegaard is a goal scorer, so is Lacazette. And they all work their socks off. And then he's very, very safe, not making any mistake, can make the pass, and Partey can play between the lines and get the ball to Odegaard. Saka played left back under Emery for how long? Maybe half a season. Was effective there. He can play on the right. Doesn't mean that he played on the right when he played the right winger. Why can't he play on the right when he plays there? Nobody think about playing him there. Neither Southgate or anyone else. To me, he can be effective on the right. He can go by people. Pepe can cover. He can cover for Pepe. They can interchange quite a bit when they're playing on there. You then have to play them if you're a defense. It's hard to play against a Tierney when he's on the left and play against a Martinelli or Abba on the left. You imagine Saka on the right and Tierney on the left and Saka on the right. Devastating going forward. Some challenges defensive, but you know what? And people say Chambers. Before Chambers got hurt, he was our best defender. Mm-hmm. When he played against Newcastle and we won 1-0, he was our best defender. And then he got hurt afterwards. And he played for Fulham. He was a center midfielder and their player of the season. That's why you see him crossing today, because he's comfortable on the ball. And I want my center backs to be able to play football. David Luiz makes too much mistakes for me. Sorry. You give away 5 penalties in a season, I can't afford you. You get out jumped today before even Antonio out. You make too much mistake. I can't afford you. I don't have that luxury to give up 5 goals in a season and give up 5 games. We're not that good to give up 5 games in a season. So
he's signed a year's extension as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. Look. Here's the thing.
Is he signed a year's what?
He hasn't signed a year's extension. I think they're talking. Actually, I don't think they're signing.
I heard that. I heard about he might not be playing though, but he might be doing more coaching and stuff like that. That's what I heard they were talking to him. I didn't think he signed it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have to run in 2 minutes, but I know Danny. I see Danny's eyes bulging up when I said that Saka on the right. Like I have no idea about football. There's a different way of thinking in today's environment.
He's American.
You got to think about football differently. It's not the same game. It's not the same game.
You're Jamaican and you're English and you're American, so
yes, I consider myself to be international. I'm very versatile.
Exactly. So we'll allow you.
And I think differently, right? The English are very set in their own. That's why England has Brexit, because England think they're in the 16th century where they were relevant. They're not relevant anymore. But anyway, that's why I left. We're no longer in the 17th century. We're not relevant anymore. But before everyone turned English,
my man's getting all colonial and shit. Like, allow it.
We're not the 17th century anymore. England is not important anymore. So when you left the Euro, I'm like, where are you going? You're not important. You were important one time. You're not anymore. You don't run the world anymore. The world has moved on.
Exactly.
Stay in the Euro and
I'm not that sort of English. I think you've got me mixed up, mate. I'm not that sort of. I don't agree with all that shit there, but.
Look, I love England. Look, I love England. My birth certificate says English, so I'm just joking. But no, at the end of the day, I do think the game is changing.
Apollo, come over. It's always evolving.
Apollo, I'm thinking about moving to Florida, Apollo, because I can't take this cold in New York at some point. Hopefully, I'm there by 2022, maybe 2023. But we would definitely love to hang out, brother. Have a lot of fun here. It's all good.
Banter aside, football does always change, and you know what, some of the things you said about that team do make sense, you know what I mean? Because we do miss that thing that Liverpool have with flying wing backs and, you know, getting crosses and assists from our wing backs. That's where your assists are meant to come from. I just wouldn't have Saka on the right. I'd have him more on the left, if anything.
But then you need Tierney on the left, right? That's the problem you have. Which I know he's not right-footed.
Do you remember when we were playing 5 at the back? Tierney was all right as that last centre back, so he weren't too bad there. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Arteta doesn't want to play 5 at the back though. Arteta want to play like Guardiola does at Man City. People don't seem to realize that.
But we ain't got the team for that, bruv.
But he's trying to get the players. That's why he wants Odegaard. I'm telling you, that's why he wants Odegaard. He's trying to get the players to do that.
Yeah, but he needs too many players to do that, man. Look at Man City, boy. They got the players.
They've got like 19.
Yeah, but that's why it's going to take us a long time.
Hey, Andrew, when I go into Heathrow, Andrew, I use my British passport. I just walk straight through. I don't have to go into the long immigrant line where you're a foreigner or immigrant line. I use my British passport, but I use my American passport coming back. So it's easy to go to customs. No problem with customs. Plus in England, you don't even stop in customs anyway. You're allowed to walk through. They watch you through those cameras. They're not stopping you. In the US, you get stopped a lot. They don't really stop. They don't stop you. They just make you walk through. Yeah.
Well, I'll be coming to the US next year anyway, February. I've got the Guna Grafted to attend.
Well, I'm not sure you guys are gonna come here because if COVID is still the same, we don't want any British people in the US. We don't want you to break. That's why we got our stuff in the first place. We don't want any more stuff from Britain. You've given enough is enough. That's why we are here locked up in my house. Can't leave my house because of the UK. They blame China. We got the virus from the UK. We didn't get it from China. So stay in England for the time being, everybody.
Unbelievable.
We'll tell you when to come over. We'll tell you when to come over.
It'll be 11 months. I'll be fine in 11 months.
No, look, seriously, UK is doing a good job of vaccinating people. A very good job. Next to Israel, I think, actually. So that's a good thing. You guys are almost halfway through. I haven't gotten vaccinated yet.
Yeah, but I have no idea. Some parts of the US are all right, though, like Dallas and all that. You know, the Canelo fight is happening with 70,000 people there in May. So certain parts of the US are...
Danny, they were never subject to the quarantine that we do in New York, for example. Down south, they've always not worn masks. They have done what they want to do. That's why they're dying there like flies. They don't really care. They don't believe in this nonsense. So we in New York locked in our house and wear masks until we get the go ahead. And that's my call to go ahead. So I have to leave you guys. But it was all good.
I think it's a good place to end it anyway, man.
Yep. Closing comments. See you later, Bertram.
See you later, bro.
See you, man.
Yeah. Closing comments, guys. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I have to leave. I'll say this, which is, we did wonderful today. I know Nate was giving me a hard time. We came back and scored 3 goals against a very good team. By the way, Danny, they should have beaten us the first time we played them. We won 2-1. They should have won that game, by the way. They were better than us. So we did better this time around. We came back. We destroyed them in the second half. We looked really good. I'm going to trust the process. I know people hate to hear that, but it's like Philadelphia basketball team. I'm going to trust the process, and I hope Arteta gets us to... I don't think Arteta just want to get top 4. I think Arteta wants to win the league. So I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to say good evening, and you guys be good and stay good. Be safe.
All right, man.
Have to run.
See you later,
See you
bro.
later,
See you
man.
later. Okay, Daddy, last closing comments.
Rubbish, not good enough. I'm glad we scraped a draw, but it's definitely not good enough. And I want to see some big boy changes in the next game. That's what I think.
No, miss.
We deserve nothing out of this game. West Ham were the better side. It's still, I'm in shock that West Ham scored 3 goals, an additional 2 goals to help us, and we scored 1 goal in open play. It wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. And I just hope, like Danny, that Arteta fixes this and stop this nepotism, favoritism that is going on, because it's obvious. Like, we all thought that it might be, but it's so obvious now. So I'll hope for change next time, and hopefully we'll have a better result.
Okay, thank you, Cool K. My closing comments. First half, dreadful. Hangover from Thursday. Not good enough. You know, the fact that we came back and scraped a draw, not good enough. Yes, you know, we were all over them in the second half, but still not good enough. It's unacceptable. And in 2 weeks' time, I know we've got the international break coming up next week, which I have absolutely no interest in it, because I have absolutely no interest in the England men's team whatsoever. We've got Liverpool in 2 weeks' time on the 4th of April. And I believe that's at Anfield. Is that Anfield? Yeah, I think it's at Anfield. We need to fix up because Liverpool, you see, if we'd have played Liverpool about 3 or 4 weeks ago, that would have been the right time, because they're on a sliding slope. And I know that they've won the 2 games in the last however many games because they've been on a slide. We need to capitalize on that because they've got so many injuries. We haven't got that many. We don't have any injuries, I don't think.
We're at home, by the way, Ebony. We're at home.
Oh, we're at home. Well, that should be an advantage, but you know, the way we've been playing at home, it's no longer a fortress. So we need to fix up. Otherwise, we're going to get slaughtered by a team that's on the slide, by a team that's supposed to, you know, that should have retained the league. It's not good enough. Not good enough. We need to fix up for 2 weweeks' time.
And it'll be good for morale, wouldn't it? If we beat them, it'll be good for our morale because we're flopping right now, aren't we?
We're just not good enough right now. But we could fix up. If we could find the form that we played against Tottenham, against Liverpool, then I think we'll be okay. But judging on the last 2 games, we need to fix up.
Agreed. All right, guys.
Okay, guys in the chat, thank you very, 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 very much. Thank you very much, Facebook user. Naomi's the effing and jeffing supporter. Ebony, I remember Ebony.
No, it's this game. Normally, I'm not this bad.
All right, folks. Any more comments? Nope. All right, guys. Much love, and I shall see you in 2 weeks' time for Liverpool. Or we will see you in 2 weeks' time for Liverpool.
See you in 2 weeks.